All right. Right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks since we've been back. Oh, yes.
We didn't hear a word you just said.
Oh, was the
Yeah,
applause
the
too loud?
applause was drowning out your words.
Oh, no.
Sounded like you were underwater yelling at us, and we were on the air side looking through glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great way to start the show back after 2 weeks. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for being here. We're not going to do an intro tonight because the old intro has the MVP moniker on it. So we're just gonna hop right into it because we've missed you guys for 2 weeks. It's fun to be back. It's great to be back, and we've got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. But before we go into that, you may have noticed down below or up above or wherever the new YouTube channel name is at, you'll notice that it is actually titled the Comic Crusader or the Comics Crusader. I probably about 2 weeks ago decided to break up channels into their own specific genres so I can have a little bit of creative freedom with each one. So the Comic Crusader will be this channel, and it'll solely be comic books and pop culture. Whereas the Warhammer channel, Brother Maximus, will be strictly only Warhammer stuff. And then the MVP channel, the new MVP channel, Maxfield Von Priestley, will be more of like culture, religion, faith, history, art. That's kind of the more personal stuff that I really enjoy, but it's not pop culture. You know what I mean? Like I won't talk about Star Wars or Lord of the Rings all that much on the other two channels, but I can't promise anything because you could still talk about faith and masculinity within the Lord of the Rings context on the MVP channel. So, but why the Comics Crusader? Well, the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines crusade as a remedial enterprise undertaken with zeal and enthusiasm. This implies that a crusade can be both for something one passionately supports and against something one passionately opposes. And so the Comics Crusade begun. Over the past decade, we've witnessed the despicable destruction, subversion, deconstruction, and demonization of beloved iconic heroes within popular culture and entertainment. And sadly, many creators, through malicious intent or incompetence, have tarnished the rich history of these cherished characters and franchises. And so what I hope to do with the Comic Crusader channel with this new moniker, I hope that it aims to champion the preservation of appreciation of great comics and pop culture that defy this negative trend and ideology. And while I'm deeply concerned about the current state of the industry, my passion for this medium ultimately outweighs my disappointment, which is why through this channel, I hope to reignite a love and appreciation for the heroic and larger-than-life characters and stories that have always made this hobby so special. So hopefully you guys will join me on this crusade, if you will. But that does not mean that we will stop bashing bad comics, because as we will see tonight, by just mentioning the good stuff and just by praising everything that is like, oh, it's all perfect, it's all great, you have really no barometer for what is good and what is bad. So we'll still highlight all the stuff that is divisive or despicable or whatever it may be. But at the same time, I hope to do some more stuff that actually highlights some rad, like older books. Kyle, you and I back in June, July, we did a video that I still haven't published yet. I still need to edit it, on Simon Bisley's The Bible. And we only did like a third of it. And it's like an hour long.
Oh, yeah.
So like something like that, I still need to put out. And it's a great video. I just have to edit it. So stuff like that, where it's like, man, we've got good stuff here. We just got to put it out. So sorry for the ramble and the over explanation, but just as for some context of the new name. And I also have creative ADHD. So this is why this probably doesn't happen a lot, because I'll be like, oh, Miracle Man, and they'll be like, oh no, Simon Bisley, and they'll be like, oh no, Punisher, and then like I'm just all over the place. So
to be fair though, when you're trying, I mean, when you have a full-time job and you're trying to run a channel and you're trying to cover current stuff, so you're on topic with what's present, but also trying to cover stuff that you actually enjoy and is good, it's hard to find that balance. Hence why our Buffy video hasn't posted, or 2 filmed episodes of Marvelous Monday that I have. So whoops.
yeah, no, that totally tracks, man. And it's not, it's not because we don't want to, or because like we're not passionate about it. It's just like life only gives you 24 hours in a day, and so you're kind of left to, all right, well, what are my priorities, and then I can do the fun stuff on the side. But yeah, so thanks everyone for understanding and hanging out, and I hope that you guys enjoy the new title. But it does mean something. It wasn't just like I kind of picked it out of the hat and was like, yeah, that sounds good. I did want it to mean something and stand for something. So I think this fits. We've got Cajun Corey, first one in the chat tonight. He says, I wish I was at MegaCon, but I'm here with you homos and Josh. Sup, guys? Well, Cajun, we are thrilled that you are with us, man. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. You chose the right hangout. All right. I'll tell you that right now.
Correct.
You could have been at the other meetup, but this is the meetup, the real one. So,
real one.
We've also got Jamin D. Hey, what's up, man? Chris, that sounds kind of gay. Hey, we are a little bit gay on here, so
tracks.
That tracks. So are you guys going to review the Peruvian transgender comic book we all paid for with US? Okay, how do you guys say this? USAID? USAID? USAID?
I call it USAID, but
that's why US. That's what
I've been calling it too. USAID.
I feel like
USAID?
I feel like people calling it USAID. I'm like, are you retarded?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a Peruvian transgender comic. What about wasn't there a transgender play or a LGBTQ like theater production that they produced?
There's no doubt,
like
probably.
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I would assume. Yeah.
You do know that the artist for the U.S. Peruvian transgender comic is the artist for ISOM, though, or one of the artists for. I just saw it on what's his name's? Oh God, why can't I think of his name now? Cyberfrog.
Oh, Ethan Skyver?
Yeah. Ethan posted
no, that's not
that's
real.
not. That can't be real. Is that real? That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. If that's true,
hold on.
Especially because Eric is so against taxes. He's like, taxation is theft. And then to find out that our taxes went to the gay comic book that he inadvertently funded with his artist.
Yeah. Cliff Richard? Is that
Cliff
like a real
Rathburn?
name? That sounds Cliff
Richard.
Rathburn?
Cliff Richard?
Cliff Richard. Richard Cliff. Cliff Richard.
Chris says EVS posted about this. Very real. It's real. Chat is confirming this in real time.
Shit.
Oh my God.
This is fucking awesome.
That would be amazing.
Oh my God. I love it.
The irony. The irony.
That's so perfect.
Cajun says, well, I plan on making the Vegas meetup, but keep that a secret. Hush, hush. Hush, hush, hush. Yeah, very, very, very low key. We'll keep it hush, hush. What's the new Batman Hush 2? Hush, hush.
Yeah, that should have been hush, hush.
Yeah, that should have been hush, hush. We'll keep it hush 2. All right, well, let's see here. This looks like this is breaking news here. Josh looks like he just sent me the link, so let's go to our correspondent in the field. Breaking news. This looks like this is real. The USAID Peruvian trans comic that Trump killed was allegedly drawn by the ISOM artist Cliff Richard. This is the greatest timeline in eternity. Oh no. I mean, does this look like it could be ISOM level
Yes,
art?
What's sad is it actually
Wow.
looks better than I saw Mart.
it actually does.
You know, I don't know if I see any 3D assets.
No.
Oh, these
Oh
leg
my
muscles
God.
are just top notch.
Ah,
I'm what is happening with the jacket here?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But oh well. Wow.
this
That's
is amazing.
fascinating.
Holy shit.
The comments say, no way. I love how the universe just handed that one over with a big red bow. The power of education, more like the power of government funded propaganda. Are there 3D assets in it too?
Oh no.
Reading that comic is what made Eric July love Cliff's art. Makes sense.
I love the GIF. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Get the fuck
Get
out of
the fuck
here.
outta here. Dang. Well, I mean, I can't say for sure, but this looks pretty. The evidence is here. So, el poder de la educación.
What's bad is it looks like a Marvel comic. Like legitimately
it
looks like a
does.
Marvel comic.
That's a good point. It really does look like a Marvel. Like this came out last week from Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an X-Men book.
Yeah. It looks like yeah.
I thought this was the gay ass version of Sunspot from the animated X-Men 97.
Yeah,
Which great show, but
great show.
Mm.
But yeah, it does fit. Oh my god. This
Chris
couldn't
says
happen to a better
EVS is the
person.
best one. What's up, Kyle?
This couldn't happen to a better person than Eric. I mean, this is fucking perfect. Like, how do you stand behind this now? Like, I always stand behind my artist.
man.
Fuck you, fucking piece of shit. I love my artist. It's like, okay.
I mean, I guess I don't really know how USAID works, so I won't pretend that I know what's going on there. But if it's true that our tax dollars were taken into the US, or were USAID was funded by our tax dollars, and then they determined where it was distributed, and that the people in power at the time didn't really give them any like guidance, so they were just given money willy-nilly. What did they give this, like $40,000 or something?
Wow.
I don't know if Cliff would be aware of that. Like if someone just came to him and said like, "Hey, I've got work for you on a gay transgender education comic from Peru or wherever this is from." Would he just go like, "All right, you paying me? All right, sure, I'll do it."
yeah, he would have gotten a government check. Like he would have.
Oh.
The main point of USAID is essentially to be like helping other nations or countries with like food, disease, and poverty issue type. Like it's meant to be more humanitarian. I mean, I guess you could consider this humanitarian, but it's meant to be like purposeful in terms of like we're actually doing something that helps your nation, not like
Damn
here's
it.
that comic book and it's gay.
Damn it, Josh. This comic will save lives, okay?
It might take
That's
some
what they
lives while
keep-
it's at it. So
If it turned into a condom, that might actually help.
yeah.
hey, we're sending all of those to Gaza. Okay, calm down.
Oh,
And
that's
they need
right.
them. Believe you me.
Yeah. So, well, actually, you know what? That's a good segue, because with all this talk about politics and taxes and all this stuff, guys, apparently Trump is ruining comics. Like Trump himself is ruining the entire comic book industry. Have you heard about this?
Nope, but I believe it.
Yeah.
Trump ruins everything.
Yeah, he makes
He
everything
does.
worse.
Yeah.
I mean, how could he not? Just his smug, arrogant face makes me. I
Right?
don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get comic books last time, but this time he had a vendetta. So
Apparently, because comic books are set to rocket in price next week over tariffs, which we know are Trump's tariffs. So
Yes.
I don't know what is going on with this boneless meal deal here, but it is spazzing
Really
out
want
on
you
me.
to have some Wingstop, baby. All
It's
right,
like-
let's go.
It's like eat these wings.
Yeah.
Too long didn't read. Comic book prices may rise due to new U.S. tariffs on Canadian printed comics starting next week. 25% tariffs could change a $4 comic to $5, affecting major publishers like Marvel and DC. Don't DC already have $5 books though?
Yeah.
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 There is some legitimacy to this stuff because I do think a majority of their printing actually is done in Canada. Don't ask me why. And even some like supply things like bag and boards, some of those vendors I think are actually Canadian, or one of the main ones is Canadian.
You are correct. There was an article published by ICV2. I don't have that one pulled up, but ICV2 actually listed the publishers that use Canada for printing, and it's 90% of them. It's a good portion. Now, do you guys think that this is valid in terms of, do you think Trump is actually going to go through with this? Because if we look at his past, he says something outlandish, like crazy. And then, like, for example, Mexico or what? Wait, was it Mexico? Who was it?
Both. He went after Mexico and Canada both.
And Canada.
Yeah.
And they both
And he's like, I'm going to do this
instantly.
like the next day, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is just a tactic to be like, I'm going to do this, this, and that. And then they're like, please don't. And then they just cave, right?
They're like, no, we'll supply troops. Never mind. We'll have 10,000 troops at the border. It's like, that was it. That's all it took was for me to say, I'm going to put these tariffs. It's like,
yep.
Okay. That was easy.
All right. Well, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why haven't we been doing this for 4 years? All right.
Well,
Exactly.
and that's, look, I don't know how political you want to get for this. I don't know if this is the type of stuff you want to say for your other channel, but literally, why have we been doing this for so long? And the funny thing is all these other nations are being like, oh, you guys are being so selfish. I'm like, we are funding so much of the shit that you do right now. What do you mean we're being selfish? Like, you're being like greedy little bastards. Like, calm down.
Right.
So
It's time for you guys to chip in a little bit. How about that? You complain about how much America spends on, defense and military and everything else because we have to provide all these other piece of shit countries our military and aid and everything else. It's like, yeah, well, cost of living here is so much cheaper and everything else. It's because the fucking U.S. is subsidizing everything for you, you cheap fucks. Like.
Yeah,
Enzo, for sure. Put me in there. I'm a student of Ron Paul. I will be cutting shit right and left.
You know what I hear is really wild about Doge? It acts like the Marine Corps in a weird way, because the Marine Corps out of the other branches is very specialized because it's like a strike force. So Army is big picture, right? They're tanks, air, land, sea, the Marines are land, air, and sea as well. But the Army is grand scaled, like big wars fought across thousands or couple different regions. Marine Corps, strike forces. You get a couple dudes, go in, F shit up, get out, right? Like they complete the mission, they get out. Marines, we only have like 150,000 of us strong at one time. And that's kind of how Doge works. It's like little strike force teams of like 5 autistic dudes that go in and find these like Excel sheets. And they're like, yeah, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And they just go in as these little strike teams and they find things. It's beautifully autistic and I love it. But apparently they're just hitting home with some of this. But we won't talk too much about that because your boy Zaxx, surprisingly, now I haven't been watching a lot of his stuff, but every now and then he comes in swinging, and this one he came in swinging. This video is called Terrified. The price of comic books isn't going to increase 25% by next week. He asked AI, which I think this is Gemini or maybe ChatGPT, and it said, To address concerns about a potential 25% increase in comic books due to new tariffs on Canadian imports, it's important to note that printed books, including comic books, have traditionally been exempt from such tariffs. This exemption is outlined in the Harmonized Tariff Schedule of the United States, which classifies printed books under Chapter 49. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, for the most part, printed matter is duty-free. So even if Mr. Badman, Mr. Mean Man, Orange Man, Trump did tariff Canada by 25%, still wouldn't do anything to comics, from my understanding, from what this is saying, due to Chapter 49. And then some extra stuff here. But Eric July actually weighed in.
Great.
He says hibbity jibbity and then moves on. And
Hibbity jibbity.
Hibbity jibbity.
I'm
very
moving
insightful.
different.
A little bit of hibbity, a little bit of jibbity. Thank you, Eric. So I do think that that's kind of interesting, that even if Trump's tariffs were to go through, that it might not even touch comics, that it might not even be an issue.
Right. And it's like, how about we just relax a little bit? Like, just relax, knee-jerk reaction. Everyone's like, oh, we're fucked now. Comic industry's ruined. It's like, it's
not like
18th time you said the comic book industry's ruined and gone and everyone's done. It's like, just take it down a notch, fucking psychopath. Like, just calm down. Let it play out.
The other side is saying the comic book industry is done now. That's what. Right. So this time it's valid.
Right, exactly. That's right. That's right. Because that is what's so fascinating.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because we have been saying, like, I don't want to say our side, right? But like a lot of conservatives, and even just like, what would you call it? Just more, even not even right-leaning people, just people within the comic book industry that have seen the writing on the wall, have said like, hey guys, the comic book industry is not really healthy right now, or it's failing because of this, X, Y, and Z. Even like liberals were saying like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, push so hard, or maybe we shouldn't call fans Nazis, right? Like maybe we shouldn't do that stuff. But a lot of the mainstream industry, culture warriors and SJWs were just like, no, it's fine. It's fine. The comic industry is fine. But now once it's like tariffs, it's like, we're dead. It's all dead. It's all gone. It's up in flames. We're ruined.
But
can't afford that dollar price hike.
Right. Let's forget that certain books are selling like roughly half the amount of copies that they used to about 10 years ago. That's not killing the industry. It's these tariffs.
It's that dollar price hike. That's going to bring it all down. Yeah. That's it.
What was the other? Oh, so I was actually going to ask you guys, what do you think though about manufactured published books here in the US? Because like, and this I guess can be a comic issue, but also a political issue, but I think it's still relevant to the conversation. Do you guys think that it would be pretty rad though, to kind of see more companies stepping up and being like, you know what? F that, man. I'm going to start publishing comics. Why not? If Canada's publishing all these books and printing all these books, I can do that. Why don't I do it? Do you guys see that happening, and people stepping up, or no?
Well, you would have to have the publisher step up. So Marvel or DC would have to be the ones to step up and go to these printers to say, and these printers, we have these printers here. They exist. Right. You can do it. And honestly, if these publishers were smart, whoever their head of operations is, or whatever, production, however they classify it, they could easily go around and shop and find like 10 printing companies within the US and say, hey, we produce roughly this many books on average a month, this many, getting sent out roughly each week, totaling this many a year. This is our price per print for per book currently. Can you guys beat that? And some company somewhere is going to go, absolutely, we sure can. And then they're going to have a better deal, and they're going to save a shit ton of money on shipping.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
How many more jobs you're going to create from this? That's the point, at least how I see it, of a tariff and tariffing these other fucking countries. It's like, no, homegrown jobs. Let's create this shit in America. Let's have American companies do this. It's so expensive now for America to have to do this crap. It's like, that's the point. Bring it back here, lower the cost, hire more people and these printers, and like, let's get this fucking job done and let's have it printed in the US.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man. And I don't think it'll happen overnight. You know, I think the main criticism that I see a lot is that people are like, well, I mean, like, how long are we going to have to, like, we don't have the infrastructure. And it's like, you're right. We don't, because we've been relying on everyone else. So like, we better start now and start building that infrastructure, start building these companies and these workforces that are going to be able to support us and sustain us. Like, that'd be sweet. It may take a while. Yeah, for sure. But I'm willing to wait if that means that it's going to produce more jobs and we're going to be self-sustainable. Like, that'd be rad.
Right.
But I think Hibbity Jibbity was actually saying in his tweet, he was like, it's not going to happen overnight. And it's like, that I'm cool with that. Like, I'm aware, but
it may sting for a bit.
Yeah.
But there's a point to it. It's not, let's just have inflation and then you're fucked. It's like with no solution to this at all. It's
right.
This is going to sting for a minute. It may hurt for a while, but in the long run, you will see a difference eventually. And it's like, okay, I'm okay with that. You have a plan. Not, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not, hey, let's just print money for people in 2020 and not have a plan for how to like deal with that, right? Or how to deal with the inflation from that. But Kaiser, what's happening, bro? Good to see you. He says, kill Tony and MVP at the same time. No. Oh, well, I mean, kill Tony. I'm not a competitor with kill Tony. Yeah, I'm sorry. But like, Kaiser, I wouldn't even be mad if you were like, I'm going to go watch Kill Tony. So,
it's fine.
But thanks for being here, man. JK
I would be
says,
mad. I would be mad because let's be honest, not even half, 80% of the people on Kill Tony fucking suck. They suck. You get
kind of the point of Kill Tony, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they make fun of the people, but sometimes they just let the people bomb, and then you're like,
that's
dude,
true.
like, this is just sad and pathetic. So
You mean like
that's
AJ?
right, Kaiser. You'll stay here.
Ah, look at that. I'll stay here. That's right. That's right. Know your place. No, I'm
Good
kidding.
job, Josh.
Thanks.
Good job. Thank you for shaming our fans into staying here.
You're welcome, and I'm happy to negotiate any deals that anyone might need to have.
Under the table deals. Yeah.
Under the table. Hey.
Enzo says maybe they'll cut the fat and only make good comics like Nick. So yeah. No, I'm sure. Oh man. JK says, I thought most US printers were union. If so, I don't think they can compete on price. Well, aren't there a ton of printers that help out crowdfunded books? Like all these different crowdfunders go to different printers all over the US. I don't know if they have, I mean, because crowdfunding books were maybe talking like 10,000 books. Well, actually, you know what? That's what Marvel's doing anyway. So yeah, that tracks. That would be okay.
Yeah, about there.
Yeah, about 10,000 books. Tariffs create incentive to move production to the US. Absolutely. At least that's how I see it. So
yeah, me too.
JK says they worry about comics when Trump does something, but when the sales tank due to story, it's no big deal. Yeah, we haven't been screaming to the rooftops like, hey, just write better stories and your sales will increase. And they're like, no. Why would we do anything like that?
That's ridiculous. I could blame Trump.
Yeah. Come on. We'll blame COVID, blame Trump, blame, what else could we blame? Incels and Nazis.
White people. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
always.
I see 3 of them right here on this screen. So obviously.
Evil.
So while I was doing my research, I was like looking up some videos. Wes had done a video. I think Snagglehouse, right? It's one of those. Swagglehouse.
Sure, Swagglehouse.
Yeah, Halls. He did a video. Swagglehouse. And then I found this one, and this is called the Spinner Rack. So I was like, oh, all right, this is a new channel. I've never seen this one, but I like the names of the Spinner Rack. That's cool. So I was like, maybe they've got something insightful to say. So this is only 4 minutes. Let's see what they had to say.
Red alert, red alert, red alert. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. This is Monarch here. I'm here with my boy, Petey. Say what's up, Petey.
All right. Too black. Can't do it. Too black.
Book prices.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
He's too black. You got to turn this down. You got to slow it down.
Minute. But man, we got to talk to you.
Oh, the
hibbity jibbity too fucking. I can't.
I only have it on 1.25
I've been law enforcement
speed.
long enough to where I can't comprehend that anymore. When I was a cop, I could. Now I can't.
All right, all just normal speed. Well, hopefully that'll suffice. I thought I heard something in the background, but no. I mean, so actually, my boy up here is like, you'll notice during the whole 4 minutes. It's not a long video, but you'll notice during the whole video, he's like, "Stay on topic, man. Stay on topic." My man down here, who's got the Galactus sticking out of the Earth that has not been.
That is
or yes, yeah.
You.
I'm a fake nerd.
Fan.
Yeah. MCU sucks anyway. It doesn't matter.
Hey, that is Sean's favorite MCU movie. You take that.
Greatest
that's
MCU.
right.
That's the greatest MCU movie.
That's peak MCU. Oh, I'm
Correct.
sorry. So yes,
it does have the best cinematography of any MCU film.
but it's the color grading. It feels so bland, right?
Ooh.
You're saying that Eternals feels bland compared to the 80% of the MCU, which are just freaking CGI backgrounds? Max.
Well, yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was one of the most garbage. It looked like vomit on screen. It was disgusting. Yeah. So our boy down here with the Celestial, he can't really stay on topic, but we'll see. We'll see what they say.
You got this article off of Bleeding Cool, and there's some other articles relating to us. But let's put it like this: comic book people are gonna get snapped if this tariff ever goes through in a month's time. So, Petey, before I start off, is there anything you want to? What's your reaction to tariffs affecting comic book prices? Any thoughts on that?
The hard part is that I don't, I just dread when I bring the comic books to the counter because I just pick what I want. Now I also have to take books back, and there's also all of the what's those books? Oh my goodness, the facsimile books that are out. So I have to put those back from time to time because I'm like, do I need to buy this one? So it just says I'm gonna have to watch what I buy as I go up there. But this is sad.
Like in Paris, you would take stuff up to the counter, not knowing how much it's going to cost.
I love his friend. He's like the host is like, wait, hang on a second. The fuck you say? You just pick up a comic, you just buy it, and he's like, yeah, I don't really look at the price or anything. He's like, you maniac! You just pick it up and just.
I do the same thing. I'm like, yep.
He was like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, 8 bag and boards, please. They're like, here's your total. I'm like, cool. So,
well, there you go. I mean, man, you guys are just living in luxury. Then,
yeah, must be
money.
nice. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't do the math. I knew that I want these books, so I try to take it off. Like I just went there the other day, and it was like 30, but I got a treasury edition of a book that wasn't a treasury. It was a reprint treasury, so maybe DC's going even further. So also the fact.
Okay, so let's get into the discussion about the tariffs, bro. So
I'm just saying it cost this is my new treasuries that I'm getting because DC.
We'll get into the treasuries. We need to talk.
He's like, we're not talking about treasury edition comics, bro. Like, stay on topic. What do you think about the
stay on target?
I can't tell if he's an albino or a Winja.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I'm just.
But what's so funny is like he posted this. Like this is like normally when you do a recorded video, like you cut this middle stuff out, right?
Yeah, this is recorded, right?
This isn't a live stream. This is a 4-minute recorded video.
Oh Lord.
That he like posted on the channel. So I was like,
Oh.
okay, maybe they get back on track, right? Maybe they
Okay,
get
sure.
back.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Tell the folks what's happening. We need to tell
the 15.
we need to tell the people. We said red alert. We're talking about what's going to happen.
Trump has happened to us.
Regardless, we're not talking about no political party. The
Can
tariffs.
you talk about the political party?
We are talking about the fact that comic book prices will go up, and the reason is that most comic books, particularly the monthly comics, are created up in Canada, right? Why Canada? Look at Canada; it's full of trees.
Why is Trump attacking Canada? There's not enough fentanyl.
We are not going into that. We're discussing just the prices.
Why? There's not enough illegal immigrants or fentanyl coming from Canada. Why, Mars? I think you know the answer to this question.
There's a trade deficit between us and Canada. Canada sells us more than we sell them, so that's why. But United States owns companies on both sides, so it doesn't make a difference. They're all one big happy family. So getting back to the comic book tariffs.
And what
I will say, I love my boy Lawrence because he's like back to the topic, my dude. Like he's just trying to get him back on track.
Is that guy special needs? Like, is this like a Make-A-Wish thing? Like, this guy's fucking
the
retarded.
Celestial.
Like, yeah, like he's beyond retarded. Like, is this the whole point? Is he just fucking with this guy? Like,
I don't think so. I mean, this was the only video I've seen from them. Maybe they do videos every week or something. I don't know.
oh my god, this has turned into gold. Like, if this is true, I want to hear their takes on everything now.
Well, this banter is like beautiful. It's like who's on first, who's on second.
You can't
Their
make
banter
this
is
shit
perfect.
up. I mean,
No.
that dude doesn't even know what first and second means. Like, that's
no, not at all. He's like, so what about the tariffs? And he's like, there's not enough fentanyl in Canada.
Oh, no, the illegal immigrants, man, they come down.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
And why, if we're struggling with money, we're also putting money into Gaza right now. We're turning to the Riviera. So who are we to start complaining about someone paying? But we're already spending more money out there. It's just taking one money from.
Oh, he got off camera. He's like,
one
fuck this, dude. I'm out of here.
My man was like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
This guy stinks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I'm going to the other place. And my comic books are going up in price.
Oh,
sorry.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I have to ask these questions. Come back.
It's not a question. We need to give people information.
I didn't know.
But I know you know the answers more than I do.
Yeah, that's for damn sure,
but we're
bro.
talking about the prices going up.
We are. I'm saying it's related.
Let's deal with that issue first, and then we can.
Trump put in the tariffs, right? So we can say his name.
We're not talking about Trump.
Come back.
We're not talking about Trump. I'm not coming back.
Please come back.
I'm not coming back.
Why not?
I'm not talking about Trump. We got to start over again. Stop it.
And that's the video.
Still posted it.
And that's the video. And that is a posted video on their YouTube channel. And I love it.
Do you think they actually recorded another video actually discussing it and then he posted the wrong one?
Oh, that could have been it. Maybe they were under the same title.
That would be
Even
better.
And then he just like hasn't realized it yet. And he's like,
and
oh,
it's just
shit.
up. Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's only got it's got 29 views and 2 likes.
Oh.
And no comments.
It's got 1 comment that says, "Great video, keep posting, brother."
Was that the Hispanic guy on that stream?
No.
Oh shit,
And
that's
another-
me, man. I'm on there. Oh
No, that was me
I
this
was just
time.
watching a video, man.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize it. Oh shit. Here, let me. I'll share the screen again. Yeah. Great
Oh,
video.
man.
Keep posting, brother. And then this one says, "Good video. I can always depend on Mars to know how much things cost. Indies like Concrete and Ripaverse are already extremely expensive to ship to the UK." Whoa.
Oh no.
I was seriously thinking of only buying trades from the big twos. You get more bang for your buck than floppies.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, like none of what they said though in the
Welcome back to
video.
Spin Rack. This is
like talked about any of that
No.
They
stuff.
didn't talk about
No.
anything. They talked
It
about
didn't talk-
nothing.
Nothing.
Show about nothing. This is the new version of Seinfeld.
And it's just as funny as Seinfeld.
Yes, it is.
Oh man. So too funny. This is my new favorite YouTube channel. I want to watch
I may have
all
to
their
watch
stuff.
them. Yeah, I'm going to tune in. Damn, man.
And that's just like a 1 4-minute clip that's like just beautiful. Mwah. Like how did I come across this? I don't even know.
That dude is pure ignorance, and ignorance is bliss. And that is just something that you can't fake, being that just unaware of your surroundings and life. And like when you find those people in your life, it's like, we gotta channel this somehow, and you gotta talk on camera because you are absolutely stupid and you know nothing, and it is beautiful. Like you can't fake that.
Yeah. You're like a creature, and you're just like, I want to display you to the world. Like I want other people to see this thing.
And it's infectious. It's like I love it. Keep talking about nothing.
Yeah.
Like you're going off on. You're just living in your own fucking world. It's like this is just so fascinating to me.
Yeah. Anyone with any type of like introspective nature or self-reflection would be like, all right, we're doing a video about the tariffs thing. 25% tariffs could potentially increase my comic book buying. But what does that mean for like Canada? Like we just did, right? Talk about the topics and you discuss. But he's going like, what about the fentanyl, man? And we don't have.
I got my Treasury edition. That's actually a facsimile of a Treasury edition, man. Man, what is DC even doing, man? It's like, what? Oh, okay, cut. Like it's like, okay, we're gonna do it again. Take 15. Shut the fuck up. Just talk about tariffs. And if you say the word Treasury one more fucking time, I will jump to my computer and fucking strangle you to death.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, maybe we'll see them more often on the show.
Please.
I want them to do more, like keep me up to date, man. I would listen to this news all the time.
Yep.
If they just did videos posting Bleeding Cool articles.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
Oh man.
And yeah, JK, if Bleeding Cool wrote it, it must be true, right? They are the pinnacle of comics journalism. So WTF, mate. Yep, that's what I said. JK does the same thing that you do, Josh. Man, you guys are psychos.
That's crazy.
Well, speaking of comics, I recognize that I didn't actually get a chance to do this before we got into the news, but I think we may have some show and tell to display. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, but Drew is not here tonight. He's out in MegaCon hanging out with Aaron Sparrow.
Because he's gay.
Yeah. Yes.
Or Orlando is super gay. Yeah.
Well. Yeah, Josh, why aren't you there? You're here with us.
I am not gay.
why are you gay?
Why
are you gay?
But yeah, no, I mean, so they're hanging out, having a blast, having a grand old time over at MegaCon. HH now has 2 tables.
Did you see that? I saw that.
He moved from 1 full of comics to selling out. Now he's got 2, like at the end of the row. Like our man HH is moving up in the world. That's so rad.
I mean, to be fair, he's got like all of his comics from the first run, the collected edition, the manga versions, this new run that he's starting, all of his like extra goodies that he has, the stickers, the bags, he needs 2 tables.
I mean, it's good to see him get some growth and expansion. I think it's only necessary. And he's got someone there helping him, it looked like, on Instagram. So
and
even better.
And Sunday by lunchtime, he will still be sold out.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just how they do it. So yeah, no, they're over at MegaCon. So if anyone is out there, if you guys are in the chat and you're at MegaCon, go make sure to check out the TCM booth, TCM Press. They've got all of Drew's and Aaron's books, and they'll be selling them all weekend. So we got to shout out our boys over at MegaCon. And then I think the Fellowship will be having a meetup as well. I know the Critical Drinker is there already. Disparu, My Nerdy Home, X-Ray Girl, they're all there. And we miss them, but we'll hang out with them in Dallas. So yeah, I don't have anything for show and tell, unfortunately. But Kyle, I think you have something that you wanted to show off.
Mm-hmm. This is so 2 issues. Depending on who you ask, one is the first appearance. One CGC claims is the first appearance, even though their CGC is fucking wrong. Shocker.
Wait.
I know.
CGC or Key Collector?
No, CGC is incorrect. CGC labels one of these books as this character's first appearance, and the issue that they claim came out 3 months after this other issue.
Oh,
so I have both of them.
no.
Again, it's one of those stupid bullshit Gambit first appearance, Wolverine.
Yep.
It's one of those like, who argues this came out first? This was
Yeah.
But
Gambit's is the annual, right?
well, depending on who you ask, CGC does not recognize that as Gambit's first appearance. It's X-Men 266.
No way. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
Or is it fair? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't. It's not. X-Men Annual should be the first appearance, but whatever.
Because X-Men Annual, you can get raw for like $30, $40.
Yeah.
But that Gambit issue of X-Men 266, the Adam Kubert cover, right? Or Andy Kubert, I forget which Kubert. That one goes for a lot more, like hundreds.
Oh yeah,
of dollars.
I mean raws are you can get a shitty one for like 150, 180,
Yeah.
like this range, and yeah.
Huh.
So anyway, I got both of them. Depends. So I've marked it off as this character's first appearance.
Okay.
1973. So I have Monsters Unleashed here.
Ooh.
Number 1.
Okay.
This is technically this character's first appearance.
Nice.
CGC claims this Dracula Lives number 3 as this character's first appearance, and you can see the character's name on this cover. Can you take a guess?
Duel of the Dead. So Solomon Kane.
Yeah, Solomon.
No
Kane
way. That's cool.
In comics. So he technically
Very
appears in this
nice.
one first. This came out in July 1973. This came out October 1973. CGC claims this is the first appearance when this one came out 3 months earlier.
Which cover do you like more? I love that second cover with Dracula.
Dracula one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Dracula one is, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's like Hulk 180. That cover I'm not a fan of, but Hulk 181 I'd prefer to have it, even though it's the second appearance of Wolverine. You know,
like this is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, this is nice, but yeah. So I wanted to get them. They're actually not that expensive, all things considered.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Didn't break the bank.
Didn't break the bank. They're actually pretty nice copies. So,
I was gonna say, man, those look like really like maybe not near mint, but like I didn't see any color rub. I didn't see any like bent corners. Like those looked really nice.
Yeah, they're actually really nice. Let me see if I can find. So this is.
I mean, you're the ultimate grader, so that's so sick, man. I love me some Solomon Kane, especially with his new. Ooh,
that would technically be his first appearance right there in comics.
Oh, look at that artwork, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the pages don't look like super yellowed or anything.
They're not too bad. I mean, it's there. It's in pretty good shape. So
never finished high school. That's what it says on the back.
Yeah. Never finished high school. Yeah. Now you can get a diploma without going back.
Well, before we talk more about Solomon Kane, I do want to give a huge shout out to Salty Trout for $5. Thank you so much, man. He says, don't spend it all in one place for 5 doll hairs. You're the best, brother. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support and you hanging out with us, man. And thank you, yes, for the insight on El Poder de la Educación as the transy comic that USAID gave 32,000.
Ah,
Wow, 32,000. Issue 3 was drawn by Cliff Richards, the same artist for ISOM #1. Woo! How is this gonna? Oh my god!
it's like just
How is-
keep bringing it. I love it. Bring it.
Yeah. How is this going to like? Well, how does Eric respond? How does Cliff respond? How are the fans going to respond? You know, EVS is going to respond. Milk this for every ounce. He's probably doing trash cast right now as we speak.
I hope so. Well, Gothics will have to respond. She's the she's the press secretary. So now she has to be the one to get out in front of this and pretend like everything's fine and the world's not on fire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's what Gothics will be saying now.
Well, good for them. Onwards and upwards. That will be an upward speed. Yeah, that will be most likely be an uphill battle. So Jack Frost says Wolverine appears in the final panel of 180, which is called a cameo. He actually does stuff in 181, which would be called an appearance. But the
he appeared in 180.
Which means that is the first time that anyone sees him, like lays eyes on him.
Yep. And he says something.
Yes.
Talks, shows up, he says something. That's his first fucking appearance. I don't care what anybody says.
Isn't that the same thing with Omega Red? Like you don't actually see Omega Red, like you see a shadow or you see him from the back.
Yeah, well,
but it's still him.
Gatefoil, the cover of the X-Men #1. Technically, when you
that's
unfold
right.
it, you can see Omega Red in there.
But yeah, no, you're right. 181 is still way cooler.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's why it's so much more expensive. That cover is so rad. Still one of my favorite covers of all time. Salty says Gothics will play strip mall preacher and drop that GED level wisdom.
Preach.
We'll see it.
I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying for you, brother. I'm praying for you, brother.
I got the good Lord. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast of these young Christian men, and they were they like talk about church fails. You know how they're like gym fails. They were talking about church fails, and one of the church fails was at this youth night event. The pastor was like, "Fill me up, Daddy." kept saying, like, speaking to like God and the Holy Spirit, and like, "Come inside me, fill me up, Daddy." And everyone was like, "Whoa, no, you cannot say those things. That is not, no, dude." Yeah,
the Lord's speaking through him, though. What do you want him to say?
I guess so. The Holy Spirit was just
coming and coming.
It was just filling him up. You know? So, and then he goes, he tells the congregation, he's like, "Don't be scared. Say it with me." I'm like,
I can't go with you on that journey.
I can't. No,
I can't either. So there we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. So to come all the way back around to comics, Salty asks, "What is the first issue of Solomon Kane? What's that magazine, Kyle?"
Yeah, so this is Monsters Unleashed #1, 1973. This is technically Solomon Kane's first appearance here. CGC will lead you to believe that this is not. They will lead you to believe, so if I were to get this graded, they would say Dracula Lives. Number 3, which came out 3 months later, would be Solomon Kane's first appearance, which is incorrect. So I have them both. I picked them both up, but this Monsters Unleashed number 1 is his first appearance.
Now, why is there that discrepancy? Is it so because Monsters Unleashed was printed, or was it printed but maybe just not released?
Who the fuck knows?
Or-
I mean, it could be an error. Maybe somebody didn't check the printing dates or the months when they were printed, and somebody was just like, "Nope, that's the first appearance." And then it's like, "Well, we can't look like morons, so we just keep living this lie."
We'll just go with it.
Yeah, we'll just triple down. So,
yeah, no, Biden is super competent. We'll just keep going with that narrative. That works, right? Yeah.
just keep going with it.
Chris said, did anyone see that they are bringing back Heavy Metal Magazine or their reprints that came out 4/30 this year? 4/30? You mean like on April 30th? Sorry, Chris, you may have to reword this because I'm confused. They're bringing back Heavy Metal, but they're doing it in reprints in April? That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reprints,
But yeah. Jack Frost says, I want to get down on my knees and start pleasing the Lord. Got the good Lord all inside. But once again, Salty dude, for another one. I feel like DJ Khaled, another one for another $5. Thank you. He says, thanks for reading Shit Takes. Much love, smooches. Smooches, boochums to you, good sir. And yeah, man, no, dude, seriously, thank you for your support. I love oh, here we go. Yeah, I love seeing you in the chat, and it's always great to catch up with you. So thank you again for that. I guess they're coming out, in April.
Oh,
Late April. That'll be cool.
sweet.
All right. Josh, do you have any show and tell or anything? Because I do not, unfortunately.
Unless you want me to show my moves, that's going to be a no.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll save that for the after party.
Correct.
Well, let's get back into some news. Recently, we've seen that, our main man. Oh no.
You got to look at Kaiser's comment.
Oh no. Well, tell your Uber passenger or no. I'm kidding.
You tell that no good son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right, listen here, you bastards. Yeah. Well, Kaiser, I'm so sorry, but if your Uber passenger is still there, we love you. This is a children's show, right? This is for the kids.
Kid show.
Yeah. Speaking of the kids and the troops and America and Marvel and movies, and this is going to be the best, biggest, wholesome movie ever because it's America and the troops. Anthony Mackie has been going around and doing some damage control. Now, Josh, I would love to actually get your take on this because I am not within the Marvel sphere. I don't really have anyone behind the scenes that I know of that could really give me some insight into this. So maybe you can help me with this. But when I see this, I'm on Instagram. I see this photo. I'm going to show it with you. About to share it with you guys. But I see this photo and I go, that was PR. Like, this is straight damage control from what he said. But do you think that this was already planned and this is just promotion for the upcoming movie? So here's the photo. And it is, in fact, Anthony Mackie visiting the Nellis Air Force Base where Captain America himself joined pararescue men from the 58th Rescue Squadron for an unforgettable jump out of an Air Force HC-130 J Combat King. And here he is. There's some of the photos of him just with the boys, just hanging with the boys. But what do you think?
So I fully believe that they went there and probably met with these guys to talk. They probably did this while filming or before filming, and you're just now getting photos. Or it could be a Hail Mary, let's try to save face after your dumbass comment. But like even when they did Captain Marvel, they had Brie Larson and whatever her name is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They had them go to an Air Force base and meet with people and talk to them, and they actually went through some training. And so I fully believe this was probably something that happened during filming.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're taking. I 100% believe they decided we're throwing these pictures out now and not waiting for this to be, for the DVD Blu-ray release of special features, because you just made this even worse, and we were already in a bad position with this film.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I'm on board with that. It feels like this was something that they would do to promote the movie anyway, even without Anthony Mackie, like whatever he said. It feels like Marvel would do something like this to promote the movie. But yeah, I don't know. Kyle, did you have any thoughts or any takes? I didn't really cover it on the channel or talk about it anywhere because I just figured everyone has their take right now and everyone's all up in arms about what Anthony Mackie said. But did you have anything? I don't know if you had a take on that about what he had said about, Captain America isn't really about America. It's about strong men and who have honor and nobility and like virtue and men who stand for their character and like all this other stuff. But did you have any take on that, or did you see that at all?
I mean, now that I've had a chance to kind of, hear other people's takes, and it's that, he's a stupid actor who, I mean,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck what you think? Who cares what you say? You don't think for yourself. You don't have any opinions that aren't somebody else's or some publicist or somebody telling you what to fucking say. You have all these talking points that are given to you, and the dude's probably exhausted. I mean, you can give him some leeway. It's like, I don't know about you, but doing fucking press junkets, hearing these people say the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over. It's like, you're fucking tired. And it's like, at some point, it's just the guardrails probably came down and he said something stupid because he's a stupid actor. And it's like, all right, you're an idiot. We know you're an idiot. All right.
Yeah, I think this 100% falls more into stupid because he was at an event. He wasn't even press junkets. I understand. I try to give actors and stuff credit for press junkets because you got a PR guy that's standing right next to you off screen. They're feeding you what to say. And then you have literally 12, 15-hour days where it's like, all right, here's 10 minutes with this person. Here's 10 minutes with this person here. And you're literally getting the same thing. So imagine answering the same question 6 times within an hour and then potentially doing that for 12 to 15 hours. I would lose my fucking mind.
I would hate it.
I try to give them some benefit of the doubt there, but I do think this is genuinely how he feels about the character and America. And Max, when it first happened, I texted you and I was like, I can't even remember what I said, but I was pissed. But it wasn't even just, it's like, I feel like we've lost this concept of America itself isn't going to be great just because it's great. It's up to the individuals. You have to make active choices and decisions to make this country great. Yes, we inherently have some stuff built into the structure of our country that lets us be great, but you have to play an active role. And part of Captain America is realizing there are flaws, but you're going to do what's right because damn it, you're Captain America.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, no, I think Captain America stands for a lot of things except America. Fuck off, bro. You missed the point. You jumped out of the plane without a fucking parachute, and now you've ruined everything.
Yeah, I remember you being pretty upset at that initial comment, rightfully so, right? And I think that was the initial reaction from most people because he explicitly says it's not about America, even though it's in the hero's name, and his shield is the stars and stripes, his uniform is the stars and stripes, right? But everyone knows, even people who aren't comic fans, Captain America strives to be the ideal that we want to be as Americans, right?
Correct.
And that's just like, it's almost, I feel like it's universally known. And even people who don't know that, I feel like would have the understanding of that Captain America doesn't hold himself to be this self-righteous, like, I am the stalwart of perfect what America is because we are perfect and we're great, but what America could be as a nation of people, not just an idea. Even though he stands for ideals that are, noble and honorable and courageous and things like that. But John Campia on his podcast, he said that America is a self-hating country. And I thought that was fascinating for him to say, because I was
he
like,
hates himself. Okay, sure.
yeah, no, Kyle, 100%. Like it is such projection, because when I think of America, I think of good old boys being proud of their country. Yeehaw, you know what I mean? Like, I think of people who are like, when I talk to a Brit, they'd never understand why we have American flags hanging on our houses. That's
don't.
so weird to them. That is so foreign. They just are like, why the hell? That's so weird to you, or that's so
It
weird to
should
them.
be, because America is better than every country on the fucking planet.
Yes.
And they are. And we always will
Yeah.
be. We are better than you. We always will be better than you. You all want to be us, but you never will be. It's like, and that's why they can't understand that. America is better than you. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, just a reminder that Campy is Canadian, so that also
See?
explains.
Oh, that tracks then. Okay. Yeah, that might. But he lives in LA, right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Hold on.
Got
one sec
married for
here.
that green card, baby.
I was about to say. My headphones just said that I have a low battery. Hopefully they. Yeah. Let's see what the chat has to say about this, though, because this is old. I mean, the Anthony Mackie stuff, what he said at that press junket, that was old news. But these pictures just surfaced like 2 days ago. So
And he just went to Midtown Comics, I think. Just
he
yesterday, a
did.
couple
That's
days
right.
ago, right?
Yeah,
he just went.
Report Campy at ICE.
If I could.
Get him out of here.
Oh, I wish I could.
And then you get paid for getting him out.
Oh, awesome.
JK says, because it seems like MCU Falcon Cap's view is that America has failed and needs to do better, Senator. Yeah.
That's what I want out of Captain America, telling me I got to do better.
Yeah, right. The leftist actors. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was just actually reading this, and it says Anthony Mackie and Danny Ramirez. Is Danny Ramirez even in this picture? Because I don't see him.
Don't think he's in this one, but he shows up in these ones. Like, this is him.
Okay, yep.
And then this is him.
There we go.
I just think it's funny that he's in this, like, I'm not going to do all the dirty work outfit. Like,
he looks like
he's still.
He looks like he's in a prison suit and just hasn't buttoned a shirt.
Yes, like he still looks like he's not ready.
No, he's in prison for sure.
Yes. Like, yeah, at least Mackie got dressed up for the role, I guess. But no, I mean, what kind of what you guys had mentioned a little bit earlier with what Mackie said. It's one of those things where it's like, I wonder if it was, and it's all speculation, right? We will never know what he was thinking in his head. We can only speculate that truly was were his thoughts. But I think Chris Gore had said something interesting, and I'm blanking on what it was at this point, but when I remember it, I'll mention it. Salty says, Ramirez, I've got Tom Holman on speed dial. Oh man.
Love it.
We read that one. The leftist actors and studios still haven't gotten the memo. 60% of America has been over their BS for years. Yeah. JK, would that be Steve Rogers' Captain America point of view, though? I think Steve Rogers is the only Captain America, but if Falcon were to take up the moniker, I would hope that he has the same ideals. But
there's a reason he respects Steve so much.
Right.
And there's a reason why he tries to emulate Steve. Like it's just, it is what it is. Like Steve is like Superman. Like it's that character that we all want to be that good.
Mhm.
So
MG says all he had to do was apologize. Did he apologize? Why can't they ever apologize? Well, he did apologize, MG. He said, I support the troops.
Yeah.
well,
You're welcome.
he had
That's his
it.
apology.
Yeah, he had his not apology where he's like, oh, that's people are misunderstanding what I
Yep.
meant, and they tried
Not
to
what I meant.
sidestep it.
Mhm.
I think if the context of the character had been different, the comment would have been taken differently. Potentially. But I mean, after the nightmare that was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Disney TV show,
Mhm.
I don't think people were willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. So
I'm just gonna say I hard disagree, because even if Chris Evans had come out and said this comment pre Infinity War, people would have been upset.
Oh, absolutely.
oh, for sure, yeah.
And maybe even more upset, because I think if you're Steve Rogers, so when we did Marvelous Monday for Captain America, one of the things we talked about was they kept going to Chris Evans wanting him to be Captain America, and
Mhm.
he kept saying, no, I don't think I'm the right guy, because he didn't feel like he was good enough for that role. He didn't feel
Oh,
like
wow.
he could convey it.
Hmm.
And they had to go back to him, and it was like the third attempt of them making an offer to him. They had to go back and go, we need you to understand that what you're doing right now, what you're saying, that you don't feel like you're good enough, is exactly why you are the guy. Like,
That's
Yeah.
it.
you're him. And I
Mhm.
agree, he played it perfectly. Now, Chris Evans in real life, maybe some disagreements politically, but
Uh-huh.
But
He knew to check himself and keep that shit out of the fucking character.
And that's the thing, and that's what really pisses me off. I don't want to say pissed off. That's what really kind of upset me about this whole thing is Disney and Marvel are in such a bad state because they've lost so much goodwill with the audiences. They've squandered whatever goodwill they had, that they needed to come into this film as pristine as possible, and they failed. They failed. Like, just shut up, stick to like basic. Like, we just had an election that America very much let us know how they feel. Play it safe. Don't speak your opinion. Just shut up, toe the line, and then we'll get this movie out, and we'll pray to God that it does okay, because that's what they need, is okay at this point. But no, they've ruined. I guarantee you there are people that aren't going to go see this because of what he said.
So this is actually breaking news, but it actually pertains almost exactly to what you're saying, Josh, because you're saying like they needed to be pristine. They needed to not pull a Rachel Zegler, where she's just talking all over the place. And but apparently I'm just seeing this now for the first time from Twitter. Discussing film, Anthony Mackie reflects on his family's past when playing Captain America. Quote, my father was told he had to drop out of school in 8th grade to pick cotton with my grandfather, and I'm Captain America. When you look at it that way, it hits different. Do we want to watch this?
I mean,
what?
I'll play it and we'll see. Like I said, I've never. This is the first time I'm hearing of this, so we'll see.
School in 8th grade to pick cotton with my grandfather. And I'm Captain America. So when you look at it that way, like, it hits different, Like my brother, I've heard a million stories about my brother at his time at Morehouse, and I would come up here all the time, and I would meet his friends, and all of his Morehouse friends became my big brothers, and still to this day, some of my dearest friends, some of my greatest mentors.
We don't need to watch the whole thing. Was it kind of clipping on sound for you guys or no?
It came through.
Oh, maybe it's me. Hold on, let me see if it's my headphones. But yeah, no, this seems kind of odd. Some of the comments, I think, This guy says, unless bro is 100 years old, he's straight up just
exactly what I was going to say. What the fuck is he talking about?
Well, and that's what's bugging me. Okay, so here's the thing. Like with his dad being the age that he would have actually like I think he died. I was just trying to look up to see how old he was, but I think he died in like 2005, 2006. It was not uncommon at that time, especially if you were from the South, that once you hit 8th grade, if you were in a poor family, you stopped going to school and you would go work. I think the whole pick cotton thing, I don't know how much I trust that he was actually picking cotton versus, you know,
working on a farm.
He's trying to take it back to like, oh, you know, when we were back in the slave days singing hymnals to Jesus while picking cotton. And
my grandpappy was out there in the field.
Clearly, his dad is not that old. And it's like, had you just said, you know, when my father was in the 8th grade, he had to quit going to school because the family needed him to work for the income. And I'm playing Captain America. Had he just said that, like I'm getting chill bumps just thinking of that. I'm like, you know what? That's a good progression forward. And that's not just something that happens to black people. And that I feel like that's the other thing that he implied. Go look at Dolly Parton's story. Like her story is very similar to that.
Yeah.
She's a white lady. Like it's I think, and people are going to get pissed off if they hear this, but whatever. There are a lot of black people that try to make just world life issues a black problem. And it's like, no, like everyone has dealt with this. Like you're not alone.
Well, I think that's a lot of what angers a lot of people with the X-Men in particular, because they've tried to make X-Men an allegory strictly for LGBTQ or, well, actually, I was going to say just like gay or trans, but it is just like LGBTQ in general. They've tried to make it like a direct correlation between the two when it's just supposed to be for everybody, which meaning like it's not a trans issue. It's just people. It's a human issue of maybe not feeling good enough or not feeling like you're part of a group, or you feel like an outsider, or you feel like you're on the fringes. Like everyone's felt like that at some point in time, right? I feel like it's just part of life as a human. Like we may feel that way. But yeah, so I don't, yes, Josh, it may make people upset, but I mean, that's just life though. I feel like, this guy says you can't be Captain America if you feel America owes you something.
Correct.
Did his family own or work for a cotton farm? Slavery ended well over 100 years ago. How old is his dad and grandpa?
His dad owned his own business. So, I mean, granted, clearly he didn't own his own business in the 8th grade, but at some point he worked himself up. He owned his own roofing business and did that until he retired. Like
that doesn't fit the narrative though, Josh. Take it easy now.
Black people discussing their family's past infuriates white people solely because it forces them to acknowledge the fact that even though this nation was designed for them to thrive and others to fail, they're still mediocre.
And that's exactly what I'm fucking talking about. They think that this is just a black issue that only black people had to deal with and face, and they're fucking wrong and retarded for thinking that.
Yes.
God, that got 1,000 likes from this degenerate.
Fucking piece.
That is a terrifying nightmare-like comment. Jesus. But this is like, this would be labeled as like totally fine when it could be very well, you know, anti-white sentiment, right?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
oh, that they're just still mediocre. Okay, dude. I'm sure this comment will be handled very normally. Where was this alleged cotton picking and what time period? His dad was from the 1800s. His dad wasn't from the 1800s.
Correct.
There was one that I thought I saw while I was scrolling backstage. There was this one. As opposed to tons of white people who fought in World War II and died, just hits different, yo. Yeah. So yeah, no, it looks like there are people on both sides that are like,
wait, when did he say this? When did this just
this was like Oh, this was yesterday. Okay, never mind. I thought this was today. It was yesterday at 6.
You said
last
this
night.
yesterday, or it got posted yesterday?
I guess it got posted. This says February 6th.
Jesus, dude.
Like, yeah, he's got to know. Like,
God, dude, take the fucking
Just-
mic away from him. Like, all right, you're done. Like, out. Like, you're done. Like,
out. Let's get
you're
him
done,
out.
bro. Go home.
Yeah.
God,
Gosh dang, yeah, that's brutal.
read the room. He's like, no, I'm sitting next to a black kid. No, I got to talk to you about slavery, son. When I was a kid growing up, you remember? You don't know what that's like. Oh,
My
yeah.
grandpappy.
My
Grandpappy.
grandpappy. Oh, the stories he'd say. What the fuck are you saying, dude?
Oh,
So-
man.
God.
Just because I'm looking this shit up because I'm curious. Anthony Mackie's dad founded his business in 1965. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna assume his dad was born probably in the late 30s or the 40s. Like that would make the most sense because I think Mackie was born in like 68.
Hmm.
You could have said I'm just putting this out there. You could have said, you know, my dad when he was younger was forced to drop out of school in the 8th grade to work. And by 1965, he had started his own business and he successfully ran that business until he passed away. And not only that, my sister has her own restaurant in New Orleans that she runs and has been running successfully. And I'm an actor and I'm up here and I'm playing Captain America. If that's not a story of America and what we can do, I don't know what is.
Right.
I think he would have had everyone being like, fuck yeah. Like, how can you not?
That's the American dream.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's the American fucking dream.
No, that's it right there. American dream. That anyone of any class, of any race, of it, like we start off the same, and we make what we're due. Sometimes we're dealt like a really bad card, and that sucks. And life is super unfair. But it sounds like Anthony Mackie's dad was awesome. That he like started his own business. That's rad, man. Like you said, Josh. Like if he spoke about that, that would give so many. That would win his goodwill over towards people after his last stupid comment. They'd be like, "That's pretty cool, right?"
Yeah. A lot of educated white people don't do that. Like,
No, yeah,
come on.
exactly. Yeah. So, oh well. And that's the thing. It's like I wonder if it's just ignorance. If it's just like this is what any other person would say in this situation, but instead they think that this is gonna get them the brownie points. I don't know, or this is gonna promote the.
Man,
Yeah.
he's an idiot.
I just it
Oh,
will
man.
even that the reality of that contradicted with his like Captain America doesn't represent America or America whatever it was that he said. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, so you don't feel that this was a good progression for your family? Like
Right.
Yeah.
let's
Yeah. Entrepreneurs are like I feel like entrepreneurship is like one of the hardest things you can do, but here in
Mhm.
America it's possible, you know.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, let's get to our next topic. So this is off topic but on topic because we're talking about the troops and because we're talking about oh no. Yep. There you go. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Hey, well, they changed the Splash Mountain in California at the Disneyland resort or the Disneyland or the California Disneyland ride. They changed it to the what was it? It wasn't Song of the South. It was Princess and the Frog now, I believe. Tiana's Wild Adventure or whatever it is. But yeah. So
They can't erase
no.
that. God, Disney so badly wants to act like Song of the South never
Oh,
existed. That's
no.
like
No.
I love it. It's like, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
Disney is the worst. They're the
They are.
literal worst.
Mhm.
And it's so easy for me not to give them any money. Like it's wonderful. So
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Tiana's Bayou, which sucks was so much more. It's not a fun ride at all. That does not sound appealing. Oh well. Well, speaking of, America and the troops and like, woo, let's go. This has nothing to do with comics, but I thought I'd bring it up because I was reading this earlier today. The Marine Corps, hoorah, Semper Fi, passes its full financial audit, a first for any U.S. military branch. So take that for all y'all who've been calling us crayon eaters and sister effers and cousin fondlers or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, we may be dumb, but we are the only U.S. branch to pass an audit. The U.S. Marine Corps passed a full financial audit for the first time, with the service announcing Friday its fiscal 2023 financial audit received an unmodified audit option after a rigorous 2-year review. It's pretty
It's
cool.
all, you know what that is? It's all the Marines that couldn't be used for combat, so they had to figure something to do with them.
Yeah, so they kept them home, and they're just like, you're going to count every one of these, pieces of ammo, of weaponry, all our tools, all our vehicles, everything, every line item.
This is still frightening. No branch of military has ever been able to pass an audit ever since the dawn of fucking time.
That
Apparently.
that's very frightening.
That's
That
fucking.
tracks.
That's terrifying.
That's pathetic. Yes,
That's
yeah.
so awful.
The milestone, something the Defense Department and other armed services still not have achieved,
Oh my God.
comes after almost 2 decades of trying to prepare the Corps' records and several failed audits along the way. During this 2-year audit, the Marine Corps had independent third-party auditors from Ernst & Young, otherwise known as EY, the value of its assets listed on financial statements. The Corps also had to prove that every single item existed and was where the service said it was. That's wild, dude. Do you know how many radios, how many vehicles, just at my base alone? Like, it was a nightmare trying to do logistics of stuff. A nightmare.
Mm.
Oh my God. This is so satisfying. No one can ever call us crayon eaters again.
No, we can. It's just,
well, you can, but yeah.
You can be autistic and still be in fact, they go hand in hand.
They do. You just knew exactly how many crayons you ate.
Yes, yeah.
And account for all of them.
We this is what's called weaponized autism, gentlemen. This is our weaponized autism used for good. Yeah.
So, guys, what did you do for this audit? What did you do to prepare to help you pass? We found out that we have an addiction to crayons, so we started color coding our Jeeps, our walkie-talkies, whatever, our rifles.
Hell yeah! Oh my God, so funny.
Wow.
Well, there you go. That's that story. We won't linger on that because that's just a win. That's just a win for everybody. Who doesn't love a good, victory, a good hero's redemption story, redemption arc?
Sure.
Oh man. Speaking of redemption arcs and heroes within the industry, Rob Liefeld. Did you guys hear about this? Have you guys seen anything going on with this?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit, but I'm not fully in the loop.
All right. Well, let's get into this. So, The Hollywood Reporter says the Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld will no longer work with Marvel after Deadpool and Wolverine premiere indignities. Sorry. There's my Marine Corps education at it right then and there. The writer-artist describes several perceived slights, such as being denied access to the Wolverine and Deadpool after party, and makes a head-turning claim. Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. He goes on to say, Rob Liefeld is done with Marvel. The comic artist and creator says that after more than 30 years, he is severing ties with the publisher for whom he created renowned characters Deadpool and Cable. Liefeld laid out his decision in a 90-minute episode of his Robservations podcast, as well as in a follow-up interview with The Hollywood Reporter, where he detailed a series of perceived slights. Perceived slights.
Slighted.
Interesting. So at the premiere, not like after, not before, but at the premiere, Liefeld learned that he and his family were not invited to the after party. Something he was accustomed to attending, which is like, oof,
Ouch.
Yeah.
damn. It's like if someone invited you to like the house party, but then they're like, oh, but like, or like they invite you to your birthday, and then when everyone else goes out to like go get drinks after, they're like, oh, but you're not coming
Yeah,
with us.
not,
to, like, go get
not
drinks.
you.
Like, no.
Sorry.
Not you. He also felt snubbed by Disney brass, including Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige, or Feige, whom he says was okay. Who says was near him on the red carpet, but did not acknowledge him.
Oh, poor Rob.
A little cold shoulder action.
Ow,
He's like,
man.
just petty swine. You do not belong with us Hollywood elites.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? Kevin,
Hi,
it's
Kevin.
me.
Kevin, I'm up here.
Hey, Rob, hey. Kevin,
I'm down here, Kevin.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey. Rob. Hey, Rob, over here. He saw me, you know.
We're good. We're good.
He's busy.
Yeah. That's like, oh man, it just reminds me of like George trying to do everything for Tony because he thinks he's so cool.
Yeah.
It was meant to embarrass, diminish, defeat me, Liefeld said on his podcast of not gaining access to the after party. There was another apparent slight. Liefeld said he posed for professional photos with creatives on the Deadpool and Wolverine team, but later was told by his publicist that those photos were deleted. He believes they were only taken as a courtesy and not intended to be used. Other photos of Liefeld alone, as well as with his family, appeared at part of Disney's Getty Press portal from the event. Soon after July's premiere, he decided he would cut ties with Marvel. At some point, you go, I've received the message, and the message is clear. Damn.
No.
Did you guys know about any of this?
Yeah, I mean, some of it. I knew that there had been. I mean, he started tweeting about stuff. Gosh, a while back. But this is Hollywood. And I'm not saying that as a defense. I'm just saying this is how they operate. Not even just with comic book creators, but with other people in Hollywood in general. As for the rap party, look, there's a lot of context we don't have, and I'm just gonna put that out there. It could depend on where they plan to have the party, what the max capacity is. Once you factor in everyone that's I would say this: if I'm having a rap party and it's in a location where there's a max capacity that I can't invite everyone, I'm going to prioritize the people that were actively working on the film over the creator of any character. But at that same respect, I would try to do other things to acknowledge the creator. Something, somehow, some way. So I will give that like, okay, whatever. It sucks, especially if you've been going, but I've heard of shit like that happening. I've heard of instances of that happening where people will have rap parties for films or TV series, and it's like the cast and some crew get to go, but like 80% of the crew don't get to go, and that's shitty. So that's Hollywood. As for them kind of acting like he doesn't exist, Rob's a little bit of a polarizing guy, and I 100% think that's what it was leading up to this, is they didn't want any kind of heat, which I don't think he really brings heat. I just think they were still so far in the like leftist territory that they didn't even want to risk, opinionated Rob, who says what he thinks on his podcast or Twitter or YouTube. We can't have him even near us. So it's just fascinating though, because the fact that they wouldn't acknowledge him. I mean, it makes sense, like you said, because it is Hollywood and it's egos and it's all this stuff and he's polarizing. But the man who created the thing that just made your $1.3 billion movie, you know what I mean? You couldn't even give him like a little smirk. No, I agree with you. I think it's shitty.
Co-created. Him and Fabian Nicieza, right?
Yeah. And
So,
and even then, this iteration of Deadpool has nothing to fucking do with Rob Liefeld either.
true.
Joe Kelly, the
no.
writer, brought in the fourth wall breaking, wisecracking Deadpool that wasn't Rob Liefeld's Deadpool. Wasn't his character at all when he first wrote him. So it's just it's this same thing of like who created this character, it's like you have the guy first coming in, okay, I'm gonna draw him, and it's like I may steal things from other characters also when I create Deadpool. He may look like other characters, and I'll bring this in, and it's tricky because he thinks he's like tough shit. It's like I'm fucking King Dick around here. I'm the creator of Deadpool. I want my name front bill on this thing. I am the creator of Deadpool, and then you have it's like you're really it's like maybe like
well,
sure. Kind
let
of,
me ask you
really.
Let me ask you guys this then. Do you think that Len Wein, Roy Thomas, and who's the third one that snuck in there at the end there? The editor for Wolverine, the creators of Wolverine.
Roy Thomas just recently.
Roy Thomas was the one who snuck in there?
The editor, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that Roy Thomas truly was part of that?
No, he's an editor.
No. But he was saying that he was the one giving the story beats or like the character beats. Like, so and that's the thing. It's like, oh, you can only say he said, she said, but then Roy Thomas was saying that there were articles posted back in the 80s and 90s that were talking about his co-creation with Len Wein. I don't know, man. It's all so messy.
No, editor shouldn't. But this iteration of Deadpool is very little Rob Liefeld has to deal with. It's as far as giving credit to Rob. Sure, you may get 20%, but it's like him acting like I'm slighted. They're not rolling this stuff out. They're not giving me all this stuff, and they're not, bowing down to me. Thank you so much for creating Deadpool. What would we ever do without you? It's like, okay, like take it easy. And this goes back to Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Bob Kane fucked over Bill Finger.
100%.
Bob Kane had very little to nothing to do with Batman. For up to Bob Kane, Batman would be completely fucking different.
You would be a red suit with black underwear, blonde hair, and a domino mask.
Yeah, he looked.
Oh my god,
idiot.
That was Batman, and that whole first issue was a complete lift of an issue of shit. Was it the Shadow Spirit?
Yeah,
Shadow. 1, 2, one of those.
Yeah.
You could potentially say that with Lee and Kirby too. I mean, Stan Lee did a lot of stuff to Jack Kirby's original illustrations and original thoughts, especially when it came to Silver Surfer. Jack Kirby initially wanted Silver Surfer to be an alien who learns from the humans on Earth, but Stan Lee was the one who invented Zen Law and Norrin Rad, and that he had this wife on the planet and sacrifices himself to be the Herald of Galactus. So I mean, two completely different views of what Silver Surfer were. Yeah, but both of them are co-creators, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting.
I think anytime you're getting into the creator aspect, it's a mess. You've got a very messy pool there. So I think if you want to say like Rob Liefeld, the creator, and kind of give an acknowledgement, and then maybe reference books that you felt inspired what you're doing, I think that works. And that's something I'll praise James Gunn for. James Gunn has always been good about being like, these are the comics that I'm pulling from, and he's putting them out there to be like, hey, you think this stuff is cool? It's coming from this. I may not agree with some of the books he picks.
Right.
Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, whatever the fuck it was. But at least he makes a point to go out there and say, hey, this is where this is coming from. Like, this stuff is cool. Go check it out. And that's what I really think they should be doing. But we already know that Disney doesn't really look at Marvel or the comics that way. They don't hold them in prestige.
No.
They look at it as marketing. They want to take Marvel publishing and move it into their marketing division. That's what they think about it.
They want it to be those little pamphlets that you hand out on the side of the street saying, extra, read all about. Like, they don't want comics to be like modalities for storytelling. Well, they want it to just, like you said, be marketing.
But, we talk about how shitty Marvel comics are right now. and it's because they don't care. Like they,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what they're doing? They're literally putting stuff out and going, you know what? Hey, there was a somewhat good response to this. Let's get some people that are actually halfway talented. We'll throw it in a film and see if we can do it better. But
Mhm.
in the same respect, they're also looking at stuff from, you know, the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, somewhat 90s, early 2000s that were good. And they're going, yeah, I mean, it's good, but we're going to make it a movie.
We're better. Yeah, we're
they
better.
just, no matter how good it is, they don't give it any kind of precedence or reverence. They just, it's something, it's there, it happened. Okay. What I will give Liefeld credit for is there are some films that have been done that don't even acknowledge creators in the credits, and he's fought to try to make sure creators' names appear in the credits. And that I hold like that. If you're a film studio making a comic book movie and you can't even do a special thanks at the end of your credits, fuck you. Like, honestly.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what Rob's big, at least from reading the article, that's his big point of contention. Because he wanted his name. Now, granted, he wanted his name at the beginning. Like he wanted
a Jerry Spiegel, Joel Schuster type love.
Correct.
It's like, bro, like,
which is a lot.
That's
It's a
too
lot
much
to ask
for him. It's like, again, it's like there's like 3 other people that you have to thank for your character. This iteration of the Deadpool character that is Ryan Reynolds in this movie. You had nothing to do with this iteration of this fucking Deadpool character.
I don't know. What do you think, though, Kyle? Jack says that Joe Kelly gets no credit for Deadpool.
I know, and he should. It's bullshit.
I think. Oh, sorry. I thought Jack was saying, I don't like Jack Frost.
No credit for you.
Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he doesn't give any credit to Joe Kelly. But no, he's just saying Joe Kelly, no one gives Joe Kelly
Exactly.
any
Where's Rob Liefeld saying, no, it's not just me. We need to be thanking the whole team here for this.
Yeah.
It's him just being butthurt. Like, they don't treat me like I'm some fucking King Dick out here. It's just like, you're a fucking prima donna, and you wonder why Marvel treats all you guys like assholes? Because you are a fucking asshole. Just show up, say you're happy, say thank you. You got your credit. You probably got a shit ton of fucking money. It's like, well, what else do you want? It's never enough. You give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah.
That's him.
You give a mouse a cookie. Here's what the article talks about. It says, sorry, Josh, did you want to chime in here real quick?
No, I was gonna say another thing you could do, because these creators, they really, if they get money from this, they don't get much from these films. So if I were making comic book films, I would thank the creators. Like, I'll try to make sure they get some type of percentage. And again, it gets murky when you go with creators, but I would do what I can, even if it's 1%, like if it's something small, at least it's something. But the other thing I would do is I would cast them in the film as like a 2-bit character. Like if they're one of the creators is still alive, like Rob, put them in the film as a background character that has some lines. Because then guess what? You're actually going to make some decent money.
Right.
It's not that hard.
That would be cool, as opposed to just giving him like Liefeld's feet, or what was it?
Like in the first movie, he was in Deadpool.
Yeah,
he didn't say anything.
Let him have like a Stan Lee type thing where he comes out and says one line.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
But cool. You're still getting a paid actor rate, and you're still gonna get residuals on top of it. Like
I think he wants though the legacy. Right? Because like only comic fans are going to see that movie and see Rob and be like, oh my God, look, it's Rob Liefeld. Any other normie though is just going to be like, who's that guy? So maybe that's
yes
why.
and no. I mean, we've gotten into this weird play, because think about even leading up to it when the trailers are dropping and you had all these people like posting the picture that said Liefeld's feet or whatever it was. Liefeld shoes or whatever the hell it was, and then they were like, "Oh, the creator, and it's a joke because he couldn't draw feet." Like more normies knew about that than ever would have known about that because of us nerds on YouTube doing shit. It's look, you're never gonna have a perfect answer. I think the big takeaway here is like the studios, these production companies, they should respect where this is coming from a little more. But this isn't new. Like, look at Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb started as a filmmaker. That's what he did. And then he moved into comics as kind of like a one-off to do. And then when doing that, when he tried to go make another film, people were like, "You write comics, what are you doing?" And ignored his past history as a filmmaker. Like,
Right.
it's wild.
Yeah.
Well, I will kind of wrap this up here and say the last thing that the article talks about is Liefeld fired off an email to Marvel asking if he could receive a special credit on Deadpool and Wolverine and inquiring what else might be offered to him in terms of access to movie premieres and other promotional opportunities. Liefeld did not ask for more money, as he already has perhaps the richest deal among Marvel creators. Yeah. Marvel generally credits comic creators at the end of the movie, but Liefeld wanted to be elevated to something more significant, citing the opening credits of 1978 Superman, which prominently listed Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster as the co-creators of Superman. Marvel's treatment of creators has never been their strength, Liefeld wrote in the email. Without the worlds, the characters, and the concepts that we create in this specific case, the world of Deadpool, there are no films to shoot, no blockbusters to distribute. I am not the easy button at Staples. I am the human imagination behind it all. He asked if his request could be elevated to Feige or Disney CEO Bob Iger. Comic book creators cannot be continued to be relegated as afterthoughts. Here we go. A day later, he tweeted, "My reps were screamed at today. We are not Fox. Tell me about it." Also hung up on. So sounds like Disney called his reps, said, "We are not Fox," and then hung up on him. So I don't know. I mean, it does showcase that Disney cares nothing about the comic book creators. But to y'all's points, though, it may be something that Rob is asking too much of. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because
it's muddy. It's like he comes across like a prima donna bitch, but like, but it's like, again, this is why certain people deal with it's like having to deal with actors, having to deal with creatives, having to deal with comic book create. It's like, it takes a certain level of, no, dude, shut the fuck up. We're already giving you stuff. Stop. Like, what else do you, because then it's like, well, I want this. And then when they do a next movie, someone's going to come back, well, you gave Rob Liefeld this credit. I want that credit now. And no, but I earn it too, because I actually, it's like, where does it end? And it's like, you open the floodgate, and then it's a very slippery slope. And someone's going to come out looking like an asshole, and someone's going to come out. It's that heel baby face. And it's like, it sucks. That's why I'm not in the movie business, because it's just fucking awful.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. One of the guys that I met here in California, when I was asking him about, like, hey, if I ever wanted to look into trying getting into entertainment, behind the camera or in front of it, what does that look like, and what is the culture just in Hollywood in general? And he said it's chaos and egos. And I'll never forget those two words, because that's what it is. That's all it is.
It is chaos and egos. And that's usually from the upper echelon, or the people that are trying to become the upper echelon, and everyone else is disposable.
Yep. Yeah.
Everyone else is disposable. So
yeah. Well, speaking of the MCU and Marvel and Disney, did you guys see the new Fantastic Four trailer?
Yes.
I don't know if I like the aesthetic of the 4:3 ratio of the Fantastic Four. No, I'm kidding. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up. So, thoughts, gentlemen. I'm gonna dip out and grab a water real quick and come back. But while I'm gone, I'd love to hear what you guys thought about. Well, I mean, because we won't do like a live reaction. Kyle, Josh, you guys saw this, right? No? Yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we've all seen it. Chat, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we'll kind of run through this. We won't watch the whole thing or anything, but I'll show some screenshots. I just don't want to get taken down by Big Daddy D Disney. But I mean, first initial thoughts?
I liked it. I really did.
Wow.
I liked it.
Okay. All right. Look at that.
I did.
Who
I
would
thought
have
it was
thought? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Kyle. I mean, I have a few kind of minor nitpicks, but at the end of the day, I love the 60s retro vibe. I think they captured that incredibly well. It seems like they have a solid grasp on the characters, and they pushed family, which is really what I want if I'm going to get a Fantastic Four film. I know a lot of people are giving it shit because of the costumes. Like, it's meant to look super 60s retro. Like, this does it. I'm sure that once we get past this film and they join the main MCU universe, which we know is already going to happen because that's what they've talked about, I'm sure we're going to get more modern costumes. If I have one complaint, and I don't even want to call it a complaint, but I'm going to agree with what Drew said in our text in our group chat, where he was like, I feel like the Thing's voice needs to be more gruff. And I agree, but that's like the biggest complaint I have. Matt Shackman is directing. I think he's a good choice. I think he's someone that could do great things for Marvel. So sure, let's go.
Wait, people were really complaining about the costumes?
Yeah. All
Dude,
over Twitter. All
really?
over Twitter. Yeah, they're like, this looks like stupid like sweaters. Like, what is this, low budget?
Oh my God.
I love this
so
costume.
funny. These costumes look amazing, right?
I know.
Like,
I love them.
Because it's so much better than the garbage, like Power Ranger generic AI generated like trash that has been in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, or what was another one that had that similar suit style where it's just like generic. Oh, Falcon suit. I feel like wasn't Falcon suit like that, or it was someone who oh shoot, I'm blanking on what it was. I think it was Falcon's like new suit or something. Even maybe Captain America Falcon Black African American America character. Maybe that suit was what I'm thinking of. But yeah, no man, I'm digging the 60s vibe, and the costumes look fantastic. I think just whoever made the trailer, I think deserves a lot of credit. Because even like oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I thought they considered it a teaser, but I guess it does say trailer, so yeah, I guess it is a trailer.
If it's well, yeah, I guess it's a teaser because it doesn't really give us an idea of what the plot is or anything like that.
Right.
But I mean, I think the sound design is cool, but also just the soundtrack. That's what I meant to say. Like the music in here is very hopeful. It's very whimsical. It's very, classic Marvel-y, and I don't think we've had that in a while, which makes me cautiously optimistic.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm cautiously optimistic about this thing. This thing could fucking fail and fall to the fucking ground. But I there's something about the Thing's design that I just absolutely love. The brow. I'm just like so fucking Jack Kirby, and I absolutely love it. Like that is paying homage. It's like that is just something that
this is actually my favorite.
Look at that.
Yeah. I love the fedora with the trench coat, dude. Oh, he looks so good.
It's good.
Yeah, no, looks great. There's now, what do you think about his stature though? Because standing next to the rest of the team,
he's forced perspective. He's standing behind them.
But look, historically, he's not that tall. In comics, he's not. Because Marvel used to do their whole thing where they would show the heroes and show their height, and he was roughly 6 feet tall. Where the Hulk is like almost 8 feet tall. Like,
right.
I think people are free. Yeah, Sue Storm looks like she's a little bit taller than him, but whatever. I don't know.
I'm not freaking out about that. She's a girl boss. She's taller than. No, I'm kidding. Flaccid, what's happening? The Don himself. I missed you, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Mm.
He says the trailer looked good. How did they get away with 3 out of the 4 of them being white though? Dude, it beats me. It
Your
only
guess
took
is
it only
mine.
took Marvel 5 years to figure that
Yeah.
out.
Time out, because I was like, wait, which one isn't white? And I forgot Pedro's not white.
No,
He acts
yeah.
freaking white. But
Yeah.
anyways,
We need to call ICE and get Pedro out of this movie.
yeah.
That's really my biggest complaint about the film is Pedro. Or sorry, not the
Yeah.
film, the trailer.
Yeah, I
100%.
mean, we'll see. I think he's a fine actor. Like, he's done stuff that I've enjoyed. He could do well
Mhm.
here. He's just not my favorite person.
I feel like he doesn't portray like his face. Like I think actors do have to sell themselves off of their looks and their face.
Agreed.
And weirdly enough, I hate to say this because I do think that he's a good actor. His face does not match Reed Richards. And
I agree. I agree 100% with that.
So Chris says the Fox fan 4 stick, the FF, had skin tight suits. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Love it. Looks like Space 1999 outfits. I like it, says Trencher. Hell yeah. JK says, what other industry do you work a job and then they want a company pay again because the work succeeded?
Commission.
Yeah.
A bonus.
There you go. Hangry says, was bored and thing looked like claymation. That, I mean, I could
So do
see
you.
how you're a Sasquatch. What do you know?
Yeah, you fucking animation Sasquatch, bitch. I'm just kidding.
I think that you have a very justifiable reason for being bored because the first portion of this is just kind of like they're cooking in the kitchen.
Mhm.
You know, it's like nothing
60s,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just 60s like life. They're just kind of a day in the life. So I understand. Yeah, Jack, totally agree with this. Pedro Pascal's not pulling off Marvel's smartest man. Sorry. No, you and I are seeing eye to eye on that for sure. So
John Krasinski was perfect as Reed Richards. Goddamn, like.
Oh, you think? Really?
Oh yeah, perfect
See,
casting.
I was in that same mindset until I saw him in the role, and I was like, you know what? I don't think this would work if they did it for a full film.
I bought it hook, line, and sinker. If you pop out Pedro and put him in there, yes,
honestly, I think the guy Ian, whatever his name was, that they had as the original Mr. Fantastic in those early 2000 Fox films.
Yeah,
I think he's actually a good actor and is good for that role. Just don't put him in such a hokey. Don't put him in such a hokey film.
Yeah.
Flaccid, are you talking about this guy? Like, do you think that this guy is going to be the villain, or are you talking about Galactus? Because we do see Galactus in the trailer, but I feel like this suspicious figure could also potentially be someone. Maybe John Malkovich is just playing John Malkovich.
He could just be getting up. Yeah, just
yeah. I love that clip where he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's a good. If you haven't seen Burn After Reading, it's a great fucking movie. Check it out. So good.
We are the villain, if you ask Marvel. Yeah, no, yeah. Fans really are the biggest villain to Disney Marvel they could have thought of. So yeah. Malkovich.
It looks like he's playing the Red Ghost. I'm not.
Yeah, Red Ghost, is that who that is?
Yeah.
It's like
Comics Embrace says Red Ghost. All right, maybe. Okay, well.
Just a second.
Victor says, I like the refractory effect of the Invisible Woman's powers. Pedro is not a good choice. It was just because of the hype. Yeah, well, yeah, no, Pedro was living off of the hype from Mando. But no, you're right, Victor. That's actually a really good point that I'd never actually looked at before. But Sue has pretty OP powers when you think about it, because she's not just Invisible Woman. She creates force fields. Like, that's pretty sick. But gosh dang it, if there's nothing cooler than watching Johnny Storm say flame on and fly. That is, I love those Anytime I see that, man, it's such a cool visual. Yeah, here she is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
God, she is a smoke show.
She is.
Yeah.
Boys, could she be the contender to beat out Jessica Alba? I mean, are we saying, is it a competition or is Jessica Alba peak?
I mean,
Mm.
Jessica Alba's kind of hot, but she can also be a bitch. If no, she can be. I think people are going to be like, no, there's no way she's competing with Jessica Alba. But I'm saying get her into present day, get her in a modern skin tight suit, and don't 60s up her hair, and people will be like, damn, she's fine. Because she is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Chat's still going all in on Alba, man.
Live in the now.
Yeah. This is the future. Embrace it. No. I'm kidding. No, man, she looks gorgeous. And she's not like a hot 22-year-old. Like she is a little bit older, but I don't know. Sue should be a little bit younger, but for her age, she looks impeccable.
Agreed.
So if anything, I'll just go watch the movie. Well, actually, I'm not a simp, so screw that. I'm going to watch Fantastic Four for the Thing because he's based.
Hell yeah.
I do wish that he had the "hey yo," like he needs the voice. You know what I mean? Like he needs the New Yorker type of grizzled. It needs to sound like Rocks, right?
Yeah.
Like he's the Thing. His voice should be like that. The car looks rad too. Look at that. Yeah. How Johnny Storm flies through here too. This next scene, that looks fun. This looks like a comic book panel.
Straight up.
Yeah. So, all right. Which trailer was better, Fant 4 stick, or this Fantastic Four First Steps, or Daredevil Born Again, again, and again?
Oh, I mean, they're both really good for completely different reasons.
Yeah. Totally different vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go Fantastic Four. I was more surprised about how much I liked it. I was more surprised about how just hopeful I was. I liked it better than the Superman trailer.
Fair.
Oh yeah, both of these I liked better than the Superman trailer.
Yeah. And they're coming out pretty close together, right? Fantastic Four's coming out close to Superman.
That's a good question.
Supes
comes out in July, right? July.
Yes.
Late July, maybe.
Because I think you've got like the big summer movies are going to be Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic World.
Yeah,
those are supposed to be your big 3 blockbusters. Why are you making a face?
They're making another Jurassic World.
Have you not seen the trailers?
Yeah, dude, it's hysterically bad. It's gonna be so stupid.
Oh my god!
Listen, this first Jurassic World trilogy were all awful, and they all made a shit ton of money. So there's no reason this one's not good. I would say this one at least looks better than any of these last 3 we had.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
wait, I like that first one. I like that first one.
The first one was fine. It still wasn't great. It was easy as fuck.
Oh, absolutely.
But this one's going back to just the general concept of we're going to the island. It looks like they're just pretending these last 3 Jurassic World movies didn't happen. Because you don't have dinosaurs all over the world. They're going to the island where these dangerous dinosaurs are. It looks like to get DNA to help disease research.
I don't really know why. But they only can get it from the biggest dinosaurs. It's why? What?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so stupid.
No.
But seeing Scarlett Johansson be a strong woman's with a gun, get the fuck out of the way, you pussy. It's what?
Yeah, that's a little much for me.
Is she gonna say, "Get away from her, you bitch"? And then everyone's gonna go,
it could be that cheesy and hysterical. And if she says that, best movie of the year. Movie of the year. Like it wins screenplay Oscars. It's it's perfect movie.
Wait, but is Owen Thunderguns in this? Is Chris Pratt's character in it?
Nope.
No.
All new.
She is the Chris Pratt character in this. That's her.
She is the Chris
Oh
Pratt.
my
She's Chris Pratt.
god. Okay,
Yes.
no.
Yes, it's awesome. I'm telling you.
No.
It's
That will be
And then-
funny.
And then they got gay little Jonathan Bailey, who, you know what, I'll give credit for, because he doesn't always come across gay in his film. So good job, Jonathan. He's the scientific researcher guy. So he's the kind of like nerdy one.
he's the what? Where are we going? What?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, Trump signed an executive order the other day that gays can't do the voice anymore. All right. So like
That was the funniest thing.
it's not that we can't have that anymore in movies where, guys are going, oh my God.
Oh.
Hangry says Daredevil, I'm going to give it a chance. FF and Superman are streaming for me for now.
Wow. Oh, they're
Mm.
streaming.
Streaming.
Yeah.
Huh. I was gonna
Okay.
say I was the opposite of Kyle. I was more surprised. Well, I was more nervous about the Daredevil trailer than the Fantastic Four trailer. Just
Mm.
because there's already been so much drama with Daredevil that I was like, I hope they changed enough as fast as possible. The directors that they have for both, like the showrunner director for Daredevil and then Matt Shackman over here for Fantastic Four, both really good picks. Both have proven they can deliver good stuff for Marvel. So I'm hoping we're in good hands on both cases.
Mm.
It also
Agreed.
has a like big shoes to fill. And so whereas Fantastic Four it's coming off of Fant Four Stick. So it doesn't like I think people's expectations are already low, but Daredevil, we're like, hey, if it doesn't meet the standard, then
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, there are people that consider at least season 1 and 3 of Daredevil as the best comic book material that's out there, like even above Winter Soldier, even above Infinity War. So yeah, big shoes to fill.
yeah, no, I know that's Gary's take. Like Gary is
Yeah.
100%. That is like he'll die on that hill. He thinks the Daredevil's the best thing Marvel's ever produced.
Yeah,
I have to go back and
agreed.
rewatch. It's been since it aired. I have no fucking last
Yeah.
time I watched it.
Those opening credits though are pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JK says I preferred Superman, fascinating, and the Jurassic
Mm.
Park trailers, but then I don't care about Fantastic Four. Oh, that hurts, but that's okay, JK. I understand.
But that's what's cool
Um,
about comic book fans. It's like you don't even like a trailer because it's like I wasn't a Fantastic Four fan, so I don't give a shit. It's like
Yeah.
that's what's so beautiful
Okay.
about it, and that's the
Yeah.
thing that marketing companies and all these fucking executives don't understand. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you do. Comic book fans won't give a shit if they've never cared about them. No matter what you do, who you cast, what you put in it, some people don't care and they won't care. Quit trying to appeal to everybody. You can't.
Actually, Kyle, that's a really great point that our next video will actually talk about because the absolute state of MCU fans, though they may say that they think that the MCU is in shambles, their prescription for how to fix it is like, we need to get Iron Man back. We need to get Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man back. And it's like, dude, some people just don't care. Like, or like, he's like, oh, we need to not do Agatha and we need to do Iron Man. And it's like, well, sure, no one wants to watch Agatha. But hey, if Agatha was a 10 out of 10 show, don't you think people would probably watch it or be more inclined to watch it?
Not
Even if it's
necessarily.
shit
I mean,
You don't think so?
no, I mean, we see this all the time with TV, movies, and even comics. Like stuff that's really good, quality doesn't always mean popularity.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's
Penguin.
unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, it's super unfortunate. Now, am I surprised that Agatha was one of the least watched things? No. Will I also say there are parts of it that were actually really good? Yes. Will I even say that there was one episode? I know this is really just fishing here. There was one episode that was excellent. Yes. Was it a good show? No. No, there was that episode 7 7, 8, whichever one
You
followed.
watched? Oh my goodness.
I watch everything. Like we should not be surprised by this now. Like I sat here and I fucking watched Echo. And if I can sit through Echo, actually, if I can, I had no expectation for Echo, and I was still like, yeah, that sucked. It was still a better show than Secret Invasion, which was just dog shit, which is somehow worse than She-Hulk. Don't get me started. But no, there's one episode that the writing, the acting, the way they filmed it was top-notch television. Everything else just sucked, and they had to be super gay leading up to it. Like literally gay, not like GHEY gay.
Is this Marvel's gayest show ever? The guy on the red carpet or whatever. God. Hangry says, I'm not willing to give them my money. It would take a lot of convincing that FF and Superman are good movies. If Access Media is telling me they are, great, I'll be afraid. And Hangry, you know what? Fair. Like, I'm not even mad. Like, this is a great point. I have told Josh multiple times, and even Zaxx, like Zaxx, whenever he hangs out with us, they always give me a hard time because I'm just like, I don't really want to watch Top Gun Maverick, or I don't really want to watch any new movies right now. And it's not because I don't like that genre or that, like, you know, those actors or anything, but Hollywood has so much goodwill that they have to make up that, like, why give them the benefit of the doubt at this point? So, Hangry, if you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt, if you want them to make them give them your money, yeah.
Keep going, Eric. Keep going.
Yeah, fentanyl across the border of Canada. Keep going. What are we talking about here?
The Treasury edition of the facsimile of the no, make them earn it, man. Like they have to earn your money.
I completely agree, and I'm not saying you should go see it. My take, especially with films, is I have AMC A-List. I've got that Stubbs Pass membership, so I'm paying whether I go see these movies or not. So if I'm going to pay that monthly membership, I'd rather just go see the movies. That way I can at least talk about them or get something out of it. Like, that's my take with the films. And my Disney Plus is free, so, you know, sure.
Ooh, very nice.
Well, it's part of that like package with like your phone or whatever the hell it's with something.
Oh,
I just like going to the movie theater. I like going to movies.
Same.
I do.
Oh, it's fun.
Going to the movies.
Even bad one. Max, don't say it's fun. When was the last time you went to a film?
Yeah, Mr. I Hate Hollywood.
I saw Northman.
And that was 2 years ago?
Was that 2 or 3 years ago?
That's like 2 years ago.
You know what I did go see, though? I saw the 20th anniversary of the Return of the King Extended Edition, and I loved every second of it. And that was in the theater.
That's because that's like, Josh, are you going to go watch something that's Buffy or Angel related? The answer is yes. Like,
yeah. But I went to the theater to watch
the original.
So I love the theaters.
Revival.
Yeah, like I just went and saw Hellraiser in the theater the other day. It came
out. that was cool.
That was awesome. And look, I saw Nosferatu in the theater twice. I had to see it in IMAX because I wanted to see it again. Fucking love that movie.
Good,
fantastic. Robert Eggers. Again, I go more to see his movies. I will see anything that guy makes, regardless. I don't care what it is. I could fucking hate it, but it's like I want to support him. So it's not, fuck Hollywood. It's like, no, I want to support the creators that I like. And plus I just like going to the movies. Always will.
That's fair. Yeah. The Dawn. Oh, you're too funny, man. He says, Max not seeing Top Gun Maverick makes me happy his channel is still demonetized.
Agreed, Flaccid.
Yep.
Oh man, one of these days I'll watch it and it won't be that good, and I'll be like, yeah, it was fun.
And it's
great. Yeah.
It is. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
And the problem is, you won't even be able to see it in the lens to which most normal people went to the movies to see it, and the fact that it brought movies back. It brought back the fucking Hollywood blockbuster. Like,
the excitement.
There was just something about that.
Yeah.
Just like experiencing in-game in the theater. And these monumental things that like you just had to have been there for it.
Yeah. So Max, I went and saw it with Travis. Travis is my other Marine. But
other gay Marine.
yeah, no, he's not gay. He's married and has a kid. But like we went and saw it, and when we left, Travis like, bro, like I don't know the last time I felt this hyped. Like I want to go like punch something. But like excited,
No,
punch,
it's,
not
it's
angry
true.
punch.
It's true.
Yeah.
And that's like, that is what is fun about the movies. It used to do that for us, to like really amp us up, and like you'd get out of the movie theater and you'd be like, I want to go back in and watch it again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love this. I can't even say it. Have you ever have a dream that you I love this video. It's the best. That you could you you'll do it. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. That's so funny. You could, hey, Kaiser, how did you write this out? That's so funny. You could do so. You want them to do that you could do anything. Yep,
Oh shit.
that tracks. Oh man, that's so
Copy
funny.
paste.
Whew.
I love it.
All right, perfect. Oh man. Max went full EJ, said a bunch of stuff, but nobody knows what was actually said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hibbity jibbity. You know? Hibbity jibbity. I said a hit, a hibbit, the jibbity. Well, speaking of people that don't really make much sense, let's talk about the absolute state of Marvel or MCU fans, because Marvel fans and MCU fans are a different type of fan. And we'll end on this for the evening, but we've got like a few videos to watch. But the first thing that I kind of want to show you guys is our boy Matt Ramos. We've talked about him on the channel before. We've showcased the kind of person that he is. But let me go ahead and actually zoom in for you guys so that
Please.
you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so a year ago, so it's an older video, but we'll watch it, we'll play it. 1 year ago, 14,000 views. He says the MCU is in shambles. All caps, serious face. The next video, Echo trailer reaction. Very nice, very nice. The next
Daredevil,
video.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh my god, it's Daredevil. The very next video after Echo, I'm sorry, Marvel. So
For what?
well, funny enough, this video is actually apologizing for this video that
What a
Yeah.
at the, at the
Because of
time,
the Echo trailer of all things.
yes. So
Oh,
at the time, this was released, like I said, a year ago. This was released the next day. This was released the day after. So 2 days after he released this one, the MCU's in shambles, he released I'm Sorry, Marvel. So I figure we could open up this can of worms and let's see why he thinks that a year ago that the MCU was in shambles. I'm genuinely curious and would like to know.
He looks like a
because-
fucking homeless person here. Carry on.
It looks like he should be deported. As I picked him up.
Call Ice.
my name's Soups, man, and I'm here to tell you about how much I like the MCU, man.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
they're great, man. You know, they do the thing where they fly and shit.
See, if he
Dude.
had done that like the Ant-Man character, if he had just made that his shtick, I would actually like him.
The Ant-Man character? What do you mean?
Yeah, the guy
Oh,
that talks real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could
Crazy
maybe.
Scientologist guy, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so like it's wild, man. Here in Southern California, like Hispanic people love Deadpool and Venom for like no reason. They just like they don't read comics, they don't watch the movies, they just love like that's
The
like their
colors.
answer. They're just like fucking Deadpool, man. It's like Venom, man. Deadpool. They
And
like
they like
wear
the
it on their
blood,
shirts.
and the red, and the black.
Yeah,
man.
like the
Jeez.
hats, everything is just
Mm.
Deadpool and Venom. That's all they talk about. They love it. Um,
Mm.
Flaccid said this guy still probably has a better take on Black Panther 2 than Josh. Oh no. Oh gosh.
One of these days, I'm actually going to have a video discussing why Black Panther is good.
Oh,
Now,
Two.
is
Ooh.
it good or is it just like are there moments that make it acceptable that you want to kind of showcase why everyone
I
else
think
it's
the
awful?
entire, which people are like, oh, I don't want this in a comic book. Here's the side tangent. It is a great exploration of grief, identity, and leadership. And when I talk about that, people are like, I don't want that in a comic book movie. Well, we're getting 4 fucking comic book movies a year from Marvel alone. Factor in DC and then whatever the shit Sony was trying to do. If you just had copy and paste comic book movies, you'd want to blow your brains out. It's a good film. It's got really good writing. It's got good acting. It's got good directing. It's got an incredible score. There are many, many scenes that are some of the best film stuff in Marvel. Is it as epic as Infinity War? No. Is it as good as Winter Soldier? No. But everyone's like, that movie is shit, and they try to compare it to like Captain Marvel. Fuck off. Like, come on.
Now, the real question, Josh.
MG, I'm preaching into the void. I'm preaching into blackness because it's February, bitch. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you're right though, because if you don't praise it as the best movie ever, you will be labeled as a racist. So there you go.
right.
I'm not saying it's the best movie ever, but
Well, then we're all racist then. So
that's
all right.
fine. I'm a racist.
There you go. But no, the real question that I want to ask you though, Josh, is because in Black Panther 2, you have a Namor. Could this Namor in Black Panther 2, could he pull the Fantastic Four Sue Storm?
I don't think Tina Huerta is attractive. I don't think he looks attractive. But I didn't hate how they did his character like a lot of people did. Like for me, it made sense. They made it make sense.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, I think like if they truly were to have that love triangle, they'd have to get a different Namor.
I mean, they're
Like,
probably gonna have to get a different Namor anyways, because he's got that whole scandal going on.
Oh, fun. More scandals from MCU actors. God.
Yeah, more sexual assault allegations.
Oh no. Ice, where's Ice? Get him back here. We need
Ice, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see why Soups believes that the MCU is in shambles. Now, remember, this is the guy who says that nothing's wrong, everything is perfect, everything's peak. Every Marvel product is peak. So I'm genuinely curious to see what he thinks is in shambles.
At this current point in time, the MCU is in shambles.
At this current point.
So yesterday, Variety dropped a massive article titled Crisis at Marvel that basically details a lot of the disasters that are going on behind the scenes at Marvel Studios right now. And before we get out of the way and dive into this article, I want to say this because y'all know me, bro. I started this channel talking about Marvel. I love Marvel. I love the MCU. Even now with the current state of the MCU, I'm still going to ride for this franchise because I've grown.
So even if things are in shambles and it's not that very good, he's still like, I'm still going to ride. Like, it's still the best thing ever. It's like,
okay.
It's in shambles and he's still riding that dick. That's what he's saying.
It's like, then how can we know your reviews are genuine? Like, if you're never going to critique
They're
it.
not.
Well, yeah, we know.
Bought and paid for.
Yay. Yeah. I mean, hey, but he got to be on the set of Superman with the Corn Sweet.
Grown up with it. It's given me memories that I'll cherish with me till the day I die. It's completely changed and transformed my life for the better. So Everything I say in this video is straight up out of love because I love Marvel. I love the MCU. I always have, and I always.
And this is one thing that I always think is so fascinating is that like a lot of the shill channels will say that our channels that like critique stuff or call stuff out and say like, this sucks or this is bad or I don't have any faith in this. They'll be like, oh, you're just a hater. And it's like, dude, we love this stuff to this more, possibly even more than you do, which is why we critique it so hard, you know?
Right.
And that's why I always find it fascinating that these channels will be like, oh no, I would never do it because I love it too much. But it's actually those who love something will critique it and actually like, it's like if you see that your brother's doing something wrong, you love your brother, right? So you're gonna try and get him to stop. You're not just gonna be like, good job, buddy. Like that means you don't love your brother.
Yeah, we live in this crazy world where and we kind of touched on this earlier, you either have to absolutely love it or you have to absolutely hate it. There is no middle ground. And if you come in and say, hey, these are things that worked in this film, these are things that didn't work, you get called a fence sitter, when the reality is you're essentially saying like, hey, do more of this. Don't do more of this. Like, this is what worked. This didn't work. Scrap that. Focus on this, and you're going to have a freaking bomb film. Like good bomb. Like, you know. But no, you're like, oh, you're a fence-sitting shill. Okay.
I mean, Josh, you've never been called a fence-sitting shill. Come on.
All the time. Perch gets called a fence-sitter all the time, too. I'm like, well, at least I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, oh my God. Yeah, no, Perch's channel, his comment section is just all, like, it's literally Perch. Your name is Perch because you perch on the fence of, like, between,
As well. And I think out of love, it's important for us to sometimes just take a stand and say, yo, we love this universe so much. There has to be change in order for it to return back to what it once was. In order for
interesting. That's wow. So all right. Well, so what we've been saying for 5 years, finally someone, Soups decided to say, well, once the party line was like, oh, hey, it's okay to say this now. He was like, oh, cool. All right. All right. Good deal. Hey, Nads. We've got Nads in the chat, and she is shrimping this evening. Pleasure to see you here. Hope you're doing well, lovely lady. And we'll see you soon on one of your next live streams.
For it to uphold the standard that us fans are used to getting with every single one of their projects. Now, it's important to note that not everything Marvel has put out these past couple of years has been bad. I mean, we've gotten Guardians 3, No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Wakanda Forever.
You're
Shang-Chi? Well,
Shang-Chi, terrible.
He did say Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So
fair.
Guardians 3?
Guardians 3 was good.
Guardians 3 was obnoxious. Guardians 3 was obnoxious.
Oh.
It was a James Gunn film. So if you don't like what James Gunn delivers, I completely understand. But it was better.
It was better than what?
Are you muted? Can't hear you, Josh.
I was gonna say, am I having a stroke or?
I was gonna say, I'm like, what?
I think you hear me now.
There you go.
My internet ended up dropping, so
okay.
Yeah. Look, Guardians 3 is going to be a love-or-hate type movie just because of James Gunn doing his James Gunness. I didn't mind it. I thought it was a solid film. Is it my favorite? No. I don't remember what else I was going to say. I don't remember what I was saying when I muted, but anyway.
Oh, no.
Oh, No Way Home. I think No Way Home is a shitty film. Like, it's a fucking terrible film. It's a great movie theater experience. Outside of that, it's a fucking awful plot holes all over the place.
Yeah.
80% of it was filmed with individual actors in green screen rooms by themselves. So you have one shot of these people that are supposed to be interacting with each other. It's so bad.
I haven't watched it since the theater, so I don't remember.
Andrew Garfield was by far the best part of that film, and he should have gotten more to do in it. And he already did a lot.
Some redemption, yeah.
Well, yeah, because he caught Gwen, or no, he caught Mary Jane.
He caught Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that was way too fast. They should have just
Yeah.
Let
Get
him sit
meta.
with it.
Yeah.
And they gave him a little bit of the meta, where the two Spideys are talking to Andrew, where he's like, "Oh man, you
Yeah.
guys are so cool,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Dude, what are you talking about? You're awesome! Like you do
Mhm.
stuff that we could never do, right?" Like,
You know why that worked though? Because if you just had that, people would have been like, "Oh, come on." They have that really serious moment on top of that. Was it a church steeple? I think where you have Peter who
when-
just lost Aunt May, and he is just like he's done.
oh
Yeah.
And you've got these other two Peters that show up
Yeah.
to be like, "No, we're gonna get through it." Like, if you
I'm
didn't
getting
have that to
chills,
balance, I am too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have the balance.
right.
That
But I
was a
will
great
agree.
moment. Yeah.
I will agree. The movie, the movie as it is written, is poorly written. There are a lot of inconsistencies, but from what I remember in the theater, I had fun.
Oh no, that's what I said. It's a great experience.
Oh sure,
It's just not a good film.
But I think it goes to, like Kyle and I just said, we haven't watched it since the theater though, and that kind of tells all you need to know.
Yeah.
Right. So, let's see what else he says. The one that I really disagree with is like Shang-Chi.
That movie sucks.
And it could have been good. It was one of those that started fine, got halfway decent, and then just started going downhill fast.
WandaVision, Loki. Marvel has still had their hits over these past few years, but overall, as a collective universe, the quality has been inconsistent, and that's something we're not really used to seeing when it comes to the MCU. When it came to the Infinity Saga, there was so much connection, and there was so much of a unified vision that every single project led right into the next, and it was all.
So he's like, "Oh yeah, like we're not seeing that consistency," but then instead of saying like, "Yeah, like these things haven't been like written well," he goes, "Oh yeah, the phase 1, 2, and 3 were like really well interconnected." And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like I don't.
But not
care.
every one of those movies was a banger either. They were still duds
Right.
also.
Oh,
So what
dude,
the fuck are you
Iron Man
talking
3 is
about?
one of the worst movies I've ever watched. In my life. It sucked.
Thor
I hate Iron
2
Man.
is a bad movie.
I mean, I don't mind it as much as Iron Man.
Thor: The
3.
Dark
Iron
World is a
Man-
bad movie.
Iron Man 2 is a bad movie too. Let's just put it
Yeah.
out
Iron Man
there.
2 is bad fun. I like
it's-
watching Iron Man 2, but it is a
good.
bad movie. But
Yeah.
that's a guilty pleasure.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
the difference is you had a direction with
Right.
those first phases. You
Right.
knew you were going somewhere.
Yeah.
With starting with phase 4, you didn't know where you're going. Just shit was happening all over the place, and you were getting promised things that you're like, it might go somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. It might be
I
Kang.
mean-
Oh, nope, not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, at least with Kang, we thought we had a direction, and then they just
And
made
they
him a
did.
total chump.
They were. You
every
could tell
time
they
he
were
showed
so
up.
excited. They were so happy. Like, yes, we got Kang. And it's like, fuck, god damn it.
I'm
Wait,
Bring back Robert Downey Jr.
oh my god. Yeah. Wait, what was the actor for Kang again? Who was his name?
Jonathan Majors. Honestly, it was. Oh god.
What? Oh, sorry. I thought I heard something.
Yeah, I thought I heard something too. Maybe it's
Maybe.
maybe I'm having a stroke now.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was like Marvel didn't even know where they were going. And
No.
instead of taking a step back and a few years to reassess and then create a whole new vision for the next, for the next 4 or 5, phase 4, 5, and 6, they just kept wanting to make content. So
And look, I'm not apologizing for Kevin Feige in any way, but Kevin Feige had a plan. Coming out of Infinity War, he had a plan. And instead of having a single phase, he was going to have 3 different directions going at once. You're going to have your street level heroes, you're going to have your standard superheroics, and then you're going to have like the celestial type stuff going on, all the space stuff. And you were going to have your 3 different narratives that you like. If you wanted the celestial stuff, you'd have those films covering that. If you wanted like your Avengers, just normal type stuff, you would have your films covering that. And then you would have like the kind of lower street level, grittier. That's what he wanted to do. And then Bob Chapek came in and hired what's-his-fuck to decide what was going to be a movie, what was going to be a TV show. I can't think of the guy's name. Everyone freaked out when they let him go, when Iger came back and let him go, because he was a black guy that was in an executive level position. But this guy literally came in and was just like, oh, Arbor Wars, we're going to make that a movie, or we're going to make this a TV show. And he started dictating what was going to be a film, what was going to be a TV show, when stuff was going to come out. And it was like, you can't do that. Like, let the story tell the story. Like, you can't have some numbers cruncher come in and be like, well, this is what we're doing.
Would you have liked if they went with the three
Yes.
pronged approach, where you would have liked that more so?
Yeah, because if you had Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy and Eternals and going to this whole celestial crisis and then getting into Nova, because Nova's been like waiting in the wings for like, I think it was 2019 that Kevin Feige had already said we're starting pre-production on Nova, and then it's just pushed and pushed and pushed.
They could have done Annihilation.
That's what I was thinking of.
Introduced Silver Surfer and brought in Annihilation and been like, bro, that because that galactic stuff is so rad.
Yeah.
But now I don't want them to do it because I don't trust them. But yeah, if that were the case back in like 2019, then maybe.
And part of this switch up too was the Fox acquisition, and the desire to try to pull this stuff in as fast as possible. But that's what led to the multiverse. And unfortunately, that's been just a terrible fucking idea. Like, they'd already planned on playing with it a little bit, but it wasn't going to be a phase focus, and it became now a multi-phase focus. And I just want to blow my brains out. I'm sorry, I probably should say that on YouTube.
No, that's all right.
Bad.
Anyway. But once we get monetized again, you're done. No. What I did find funny though is that the original I think it was in that book, the MCU book, where it talks about all the things behind the scenes, and I forget what it's called, but it's really famous. But one of the things they talked about is how Thor, the original Thor movie, was not going to be about Thor coming to Earth. That was like a last minute story change, or something they had changed. The script had been written for a Nordic god type of Viking epic. Like, they wanted it to be like Gladiator or Lord of the Rings. Like, they wanted it to be very fantasy-esque. So there are aspects of the phase 1, 2, and 3 MCU that course correct and is now what we know, but it could have been totally different. And I always wonder, I'm like, what timeline would it have been if we got those Thors or those, movies? Because that would have been, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, I would have watched that. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else he has to say.
Just a never-ending hype train. Whereas with phase 4 and 5, it's felt extremely disconnected. We've been introduced to so many different heroes that are good when we meet them, but we don't even know if we're ever going to see them again or when we're going to see them again.
Who cares? Why is that important? Like, at least to me, I don't know. Like, I think he's thinking too much about the hype. Like, whenever a character shows up, oh, it's so and so. Oh, wow. And it's like, but are they written well?
Yeah.
So there has definitely been some stumbles along the way when it comes to the MCU with phase 4 and phase 5. But as Charles Xavier once said, just because someone stumbles and loses their way doesn't mean they're lost forever. And it's important that us as fans voice our criticism.
Dumb. It's like, oh yeah, good one. I see what you did there.
I just watched X-Men yesterday, man. I just remember that shit.
I know Professor Xavier.
The bald dude.
Professor Javier, right? That's how they spell it. Professor Javier.
Voice the way we feel about the current MCU in order for Marvel to make the necessary changes to pioneer us in the right direction. Because if we sat here and just praised everything and everything is perfect all the time, then guess what? Marvel's just going to continue to keep doing what they've been doing. Continue to put out.
Wait, you mean like what you do?
Wait, you just you just talk about yourself?
Is the way you get
the
Have you ever wait, where's Kaiser's where's Kaiser's chat? Would you, if you could do you could. That's what he's like. Ugh. Yeah, the lack of self-awareness, I guess I should say.
Well, what's hilarious is he makes a video apologizing for this, acting like it never happened. So it's hysterical that everyone, you can't just go out and say everything's great, but then make a video 2 days later saying everything's great.
Yes, and
And
that like
Never
you
happened.
nailed it. Yeah,
Huh.
you totally nailed it because
Huh.
after one trailer, because we'll watch the other video after this one, and you'll be like, no effing way did he just completely turn face and say that everything is great again because of an Echo trailer. That was what changed his mind.
But there's nothing authentic about this fuckwad.
Oh,
Like
no.
we've already covered in an episode of Max's Man Cave just how shitty of a human being he is.
Oh,
So,
dude.
yeah. And Enzo, no soul in his NPCIs. Yeah, dude. I don't remember when it was, but we did a video discussing like how he treats people and what he does, and this guy's a piece of shit.
What does he do? I don't know. Oh, what the fuck?
Were you not there for that? Where he's like calling?
I'm never on that show. I got a fucking life, dude.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Kyle
that's
never
right.
hung out with us
That's
on
right.
Max's Man Cave, dude.
That's
I'm not allowed
Dude,
to. Max
cool.
says you get one show where you can say any racial slur you want, but I can't give you two.
It's true. I mean, I think that's fair, though, right?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah,
He's
that's
upset. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. But this, Enzo, it's like a doll's eyes. Lifeless eyes. Anyone? Jaws? No? All right.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Quint?
I think we're more just in shock that you're quoting a film that's not Lord of the Rings.
I mean,
That's
well,
true.
yeah, that's fair. I have watched other movies somewhat every now and then, but
About 6 episodes of Disney Plus shows that feel extremely rushed, that are just, I'm gonna save my thoughts for a later date. So diving into the things this Variety article brings up, it starts off by talking about how this September, Kevin Feige and all of the Marvel executives had their annual Marvel retreat, where they basically go someplace else and they just sit there and they analyze the MCU, what's working, what's not working, and then they course correct. So this is something that's happened for years and years and years, and it's how the MCU has, in great detail, it's how it's gotten to where it is, because Kevin Feige and the team are always meeting, they're always looking on what to improve. So, but this year it was a little different, because this year they had a ton of fires, disasters they had to bring up and address. So it wasn't the same Marvel that had the retreat in 2019 once Endgame came out and everything was at its peak and everything already happened. Now this year's retreat was a little bit different. Starting off with one of the big problems that Marvel addressed, or is currently addressing, is the Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror situation. Marvel was very quick to say this entire multiverse saga is being built on the shoulders of Jonathan Majors. And
was it?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, what it really, yeah, because I'm trying to think
Like-
back to that time and that era, and I'm like, was it all about Kang?
I mean,
Yeah.
they started the multiverse. They changed their plans and went with the multiverse direction. And then people were like, all right, where's this going? And then they're like, Kang. Like Kang, Kang's the guy. Kang is your new Thanos. So you're
Yeah.
gonna get 3 phases essentially leading up to the big battle with Kang. That's where like it was all on Jonathan Majors. And then he fucked up and then they fucked up because they did Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which it made Kang a total cuck. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, he got beat by everyone, by ants.
he got beat by fucking ants and then Wasp.
And the
Like,
Wasp,
the-
yes, yeah.
The guy who walked in and delivered the line of, oh crap, he had one line that I was like, bro, if that's where we're going with this character, I'm fucking here for it. And then the rest of the film just went to shit.
Was it something that was like where he was so powerful and so eternal that he like didn't even know who they were or something? It was some like I don't know.
It was something along the "Have I beat you yet? Have I killed you yet?" or something.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And it's
where
like, oh,
like you said,
shit.
yeah. Where he's so powerful
Yeah.
and he's been through so many timelines that he's killed more people than he can even remember.
Correct.
Which is like, okay, there's something there. It's like that scene from what was it, Suits or something, where John Hamm, he's being berated by this guy in the elevator, and then John just looks at him.
Mad
Mad
Men.
Men.
I'm
There
about
we
to
go.
say, I know
Yeah.
he didn't fucking say Suits for that. Like,
Bro.
I don't care. I don't want. Like I said, hey, I got one right. I got Jaws right.
uncultured swine.
Yeah.
I'm not a true nerd.
Okay,
Oh,
listen
well-
here, Anthony Mackie.
Oh.
yeah, right.
Oh,
You know, I really don't think that Mad Men should really be about men. Why isn't it women? Women should be in the workplace, right? So that's my
go make that show. See where it gets you. Have fun
Yeah,
with
right.
that show.
That's my Anthony Mackie impression. Just
There you
take
go.
anything that's good and then take the core thing out of it and then see how that goes. So
There you go.
Zaxx, what's happening, brother? Thank you for being here, my man. Howdy to you, sir.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Well, I won't make you suffer through 15 more minutes of that video because we were only at the 3-minute mark, and that's a 17-minute video of him just kind of saying the same stuff over and over again. But here is the follow-up video 2 days later. I'm sorry, Marvel. 1.5K dislikes, 1.1 likes.
He legit looks like he's like wanting to audition for Blue Beetle.
He does.
Yeah,
Not even the
no.
character, just the show.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah. He looks like what was do you remember the show that came after Sons of Anarchy, but it was the Mayans? It was the show about the Mayans, the Mexican biker gang. That's what he's trying to audition for.
Yep.
But I forget what that show is called.
I think it was called the Mayans, wasn't it?
Taco Bell.
Just called
El
Taco.
Toro, Taco, Poco Taco,
Taco, burrito, taco, burrito.
Mi abuelito.
Yeah. Taco flavor kisses for my band. God, that's an old South Park episode. Do you guys remember that one? Who is Ben Affleck's face was just a butt, right?
Yeah. That is so old. Oh my god. Holy.
That's like, I remember that so vividly. I don't know why, but it's just so funny. Taco flavor kisses for my band. All right. Anyway, let's see what he has to say. I'm sorry, Marvel.
Y'all read the title of the video. It's time to apologize.
Yeah, that's right. You get on your knees and you apologize to Daddy Marvel. Oh, it's so funny.
It's Mommy Marvel and Daddy Disney. Come on, man.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Daddy Disney and Mommy Marvel. Also, his sound mixing, like his Soup's intro is way louder than his actual voice. So it's like, oh, and then it goes back to him. It's like, oh, I got to turn it up again.
So a couple of days ago, Variety decided to drop a massive article titled Crisis at Marvel, detailing a ton of the problems and disasters that are going on behind the scenes at Marvel Studios. Then, within the past 24 hours, Marvel decided to clap back a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Marvel decided to clap back a little bit. They dropped a peak Loki episode with Loki episode 5, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then this Friday morning, they decided to drop the first trailer for the Echo series, which, let's be honest, Echo was cool in Hawkeye, but I don't know if her performance in Hawkeye and what that character did in that series warranted an entire show. So none of us really had that many expectations for the Echo series. But this trailer blew a lot of us away, including myself. And it's going to be the first TV mature Marvel project. So this is going to pave the way for the future projects for the.
All right, I'll stop there.
Yes.
So one episode of Loki and one teaser trailer for Echo made him completely like 180. I love you, Marvel. You're the best, mommy. Dommy mommy. Yeah. Any thoughts on the complete heel turn? I mean, I know we're not surprised, but
no, he's just a fucking retard. I've been on record this whole time of saying what they did with those, what was it, 6 or 8 episodes of Loki season 2 should be studied because they somehow turned an entire shitstorm around and made it good.
oh wow.
Yeah, like hands down. I don't know. And those are the guys that are working on Daredevil. Those two guys. But
right.
One project does not save a universe. Like, it doesn't save everything. And the fact that it's that, and the whole idea that because Echo is going to be mature for mature audiences is saving things, like, dude, fuck off.
Yeah, that was something that I thought was hilarious too, because he's like, well, now that it's like for mature audiences, it's going to be like way better. And it's like, how does that at all
Yeah.
like showcase the quality of the material because it's mature
Yeah.
or quote unquote mature for mature audiences? And Josh, you actually had to watch that garbage, and it was in fact garbage. So
Yeah, I
Echo.
mean, look, there were concepts that could have made it a really good show, but then they did this ludicrous crap with, my female ancestors are living. They changed the character, which was stupid
Yes.
to begin with.
Yeah.
They had this whole like my female ancestors are living through me. They had all these backstories, like just keep your crime story going. If you just had her trying to like just fuck up Kingpin's crime organization, it would have been good. It would have had like a shit. What's the show that had like the Amish dudes and the guy that plays Homelander? Fuck, I can't think of the name. Banshee. You could have had like a Banshee type thing going on, but Marvel Native American. Like, but don't go in the Native American folklore. Just have it be on the fucking reservation where people are poor and crazy.
Right.
And drunk.
Wait a second.
Oh.
That's not how
Whoa,
reservations
that's
work.
a-
We can only have so many we can only have so many stereotypes on here. Right?
Yeah.
Listen, all I remember is that I gave Josh something in Dallas and he wanted me to give it back. So what an Indian giver, am I right? But now I'm
Ouch.
Wait, what?
Oh no, I was just trying to make a
Oh.
joke about the Indian
My
giver
bad.
thing. But
Okay,
no, that's
cool. I was like, did you really give me something? And I wanted you to
no,
give it back?
no. Wait, do I need that back? Oh, I don't know. I forget. No, all I remember is just the Seinfeld episode. They were doing this back in the 90s before it was cool, before it was funny, where who was it? Jerry is dating Winona.
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, oh yeah, we're going out to this dinner place. I already made reservation. And then he stops himself and he goes, I scheduled the arrangement for us.
I made the proper accommodations.
The proper accommodations for the dinner table. And she goes, oh, by the way, I'm going to need that TV guide back that you took. And he goes, well, what are you, an indie giver? She's like, what? Oh, what were you going to call me?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that term.
Yes. Oh, it's so funny. Flaccid, come on. I mean, if anyone knows Seinfeld, it's the Don himself. But yeah, Flaccid was on that live stream with us, Kyle, that we did the sign stream that we did like 2 years ago, I think it was.
Really?
That was so funny. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh, that was good. Good show. Oh, you know what? I think that was a Max's Man Cave show. So you might have actually been on one of the Max's Man Cave.
I think that was the one time I was allowed.
Oh yeah, your loving wife was like, fine.
You just told me you told me like don't talk, but you can be here. I'm gonna mute your mic.
Yep, there you go.
Mute your mic.
You might, Mike. You just have to sit there and smile.
Yep.
Smile and nod. Oh man.
Daredevils, the Punishers, the Blades. Deadpool 3 is obviously going to be R-rated, but Echo is going to pave the way for the darker Netflix type of MCU content.
Ooh, this aged poorly.
This
aged so poorly. It's going to pave the way.
There was like one scene in all of Echo that was mature. One. Yeah. It was the bowling. I think it was a bowling alley, skate rink, something like that, where they like shoot a guy in the face. That's it.
And see, mature should, there could be some cool blasts and guns and gore and blood, but like mature should also be like heavier concepts. I feel like if they do it like,
that's the point that I was making. Like you have this whole crime thing where he's moving products through this tiny Indian reservation, Native American reservation town, whatever the hell you want to call it, because they have it's a massive train area, like it's a like crossroads. And if you had leaned into if you'd really leaned into this as being a violent crime story, you could have done something decent,
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Great.
because that was like the whole reason why Punisher Max has such a great reputation. It's because of the content. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, there's gore and there's violence, and you're like, oh my god, like Punisher blasts that dude's face off. But it's more so like deals with human trafficking or deals with like corrupt politicians that are doing some weird stuff. Like it's so much more in depth into the mature aspects of crime. And it poses questions that are not just questions of good versus evil. It's like morality questions that are hard to answer, and those are heavier concepts that I think would work well in these mature things. But I mean, they're not going to save the MCU, and Echo is
No.
not the precursor for that. So
No.
We've been asking for a while, and I ain't gonna lie, Marvel clapping back with Loki episode 5 in that Echo trailer.
this is
That's
also
a
really
clap back. That's a
It's not a clap back.
funny. That's what
It's
I was
doing
just
your-
about to say.
well,
Yeah.
I would say
Oh, you're good. No, you're good.
doing a good episode is doing your job.
right.
Yes.
Dropping an Echo trailer is definitely not a clapback.
No.
I mean, because keep in mind that all the discussions coming out leading up to the Echo trailer was how it was supposed to be like 8 episodes and it got cut down to like 5, and how
Yeah.
they weren't even sure they were going to release the 5. They might just scrap the entire series and find a way to
right.
implement into their 18 episode Daredevil series.
Oh my
Like,
god,
this is not a clapback. Nothing of that narrative has changed because you dropped the fucking trailer.
Right.
You just managed to pull some of the good clips because it was a good trailer. I don't know if you guys remember, it actually was a good trailer, but they leaned heavily into Daredevil, even though Daredevil's only in this for maybe 5 minutes, the entire series. Like,
Is his
They tried to
hand
showcase
AI?
it.
Sorry, is his hand AI? What the fuck is wrong with that
what's
hand,
what's
bro?
going on over here? What do
Did
we got
somebody
going
at
on over
Marvel
here?
break his finger and now he's like, I'm sorry, Marvel. Never
Please,
mind.
Marvel,
You guys are
please,
amazing.
yeah. So I don't know what it's called, but he has mentioned this before in his videos. Don't ask me how I know this. I'm not a Stoops fan, but he has like
Sure,
a
Max.
condition. So have you ever seen the little kids in India or Bangladeshi kids that have like
What?
the massive appendages? Have you ever seen
No,
those?
what are you
What?
talking
Why
about?
do they have to be from India?
Because that's where you see all the freaky weird like stuff that comes like out of there, like
Have
the
you ever seen? We never have it with white people, but it's
Right.
various shades of brown. Have those
Ooh.
weird appendages. That's what I heard from Max.
Yeah, these fucked up third world countries. Yeah, okay.
I mean, there are some oh god, there are some, I guess, deformities that white people have too, but I mean, it's more common for some reason, don't ask me why, in some cultures.
What the fuck? Why do
Yeah.
you know this?
Because this is like this is that like weird disease that, or something similar
No,
to
it's
that.
not. What?
Ah.
What?
Yeah, Soups
So-
has like if you look at his arm, his actual arm is like fucking weird.
Yes. So the top of his bicep and tricep are normal, but when you look at his forearm and his actual like hand, they are it's like it's oversized, but they don't have the same articulation that our normal hands have. So like when he does this, his fingers all, does the thing. It looks like AI because they don't have the same articulation that we do.
Was he fucking Quado from Total Recall? What the fuck is going on with this freak? Is he a mutant?
No,
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
if I want to be a mutant, I want to be part of the X-Men.
No, you don't want to be with him. Come on.
No, not if he's on my team. I mean, what would his superpower be?
Being bullied, and he should be. God.
So yeah, no, it is like an actual thing. I just don't know what it's called, but he's talked about it before on his channel where it's like, yeah, this is something I deal with, and it's like what I was born with this condition where my hands are abnormally large. So
just add another piece to the puzzle. This fucking weirdo. All right.
to the lore of Matt Ramos. Yeah.
Does that solve all of the problems that are going on behind the scenes at the MCU? No, it does not. The VFX workers are still going through it over there at Marvel Studios. You know, Marvel is still unsure what they're going to do with Kang the Conqueror moving forward, and if they're going to switch to Doom or recast Jonathan.
Notice how he like mentions all this other just junk that means nothing. It's like, why don't you just say that they're writing their stories poorly, or like they're like just the characters aren't done well, or like he can't say that anything is bad. It's always like he's almost there. You know, he's like, oh, the VFX and like, you know, well, they're trying to figure out Kang. He can't just say like it's just bad. Like he refuses to. But
I did once,
that
man,
was-
but now I don't anymore.
well, I can't do it because they broke my fingers, man. And
I said that once, they broke it, and now it's all good. Okay. Soups.
Yeah, so there you go. The legend of Soups lives on. More lore for you guys. There you go.
So that Make-A-Wish kid got to go to the Superman set, and they felt sorry for him. They thought he was going to be dead. Now it all makes sense. They thought he was a Make-A-Wish kid.
That's what it looked like. I hate to say that, but
he probably. So I looked up what he has. He has Proteus syndrome, which affects 1% of the population, whatever. But he probably wrote in to be like, "Hi, I have a YouTube channel. I have a disease that only 1% of the world has. I would love to be able to meet Superman before I die." And they probably just ran with it.
Oh my god!
No, he did. Like, oh yeah, he definitely looks like he's going to die soon.
No, he does have like a really big following on TikTok. Like he has a massive Gen Z population that follows him on TikTok. Because, I mean, look at him. He's exactly what they want. He's the hype. He's like fucking hype. So totally lit and fire, bro. It's like that. That's every Marvel product. And so he's
a brown colored person that also helps.
Sure, he's not white. So yes, God. I guess.
Kids are fucking retarded.
So he does have a huge following on TikTok. And so I think, you know, James Gunn probably saw his influencer status and saw like, hey, he's really popular amongst the kids, you know, the Gen Zers or the Zoomers, as they call them now. And so he was like, yeah, let's get this guy out here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of check boxes here. You know, not white, Make-A-Wish kid, retarded, and gay. GHEY.
GHEY?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God. Hey, Trump signed the executive order. No more of this hate speech. I don't like this, MG. Absolutely not. Max, you can easily get in the X-Men. You're gay.
Well, you can get in them all right.
Yeah. You're gay.
I could see Max pulling that Cyclops line from X-Men 2. With two of the fiercest women with strong swords.
Oh,
why would I be worried?
No, you mean issue 2? I thought you meant like X2, like the movie.
No, I'm talking about like, X-Men 2, the comic, where he's talking about Psylocke and magic. Yeah.
Well, Cyclops does listen to Backstreet Boys in X2, so
yeah. That is true.
I mean, that's based though.
No, it was in sync.
Oh, was it in sync? I care.
It was in sync because it was bye.
That's right, bye. Yeah. I don't fucking.
That's the reason they used bye for Deadpool.
Yeah, did you get that, Matt? Oh wait, you didn't get that, Max. That's right.
Well, the movie sucked anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan either. So.
It was fun. It was a fun movie.
It wasn't fun. It was a it was schlocky.
Well, now I'm mad for Rob Liefeld didn't get the credit he deserves. So fuck that movie now. Rob Liefeld gets his name all over every fucking splice of film.
I will never forget watching that Thursday night, and then when I'm leaving, calling Max to be like, I've gotta like have him lower his expectations drastically. So I'm sitting and do you remember me calling you and trying to like talk you down?
I think so.
Talk your excitement down. I'm literally in a Taco Bell parking lot trying to just get Max to like
de-escalate the situation. Yeah.
I know you went from I don't know to I don't know. It might be good to like, dude, this Wolverine stuff looks base as fuck, and to be like, just whatever you drop it to, like a 2, because that's where you're gonna be.
But I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I was like, I went in there level-headed, and then you were just laughing your ass off though, because I think I texted you and I was like, I fucking hated it. I was so mad. This is the worst thing ever. Why did you make me watch it?
It was a fun.
Oh, hey, there you go. I went to the movies to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's right. That was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the
now
most
I can't
recent
blame
one.
you. Now I can't blame you for not going back to the movies. So
there you go. See?
Oh,
yeah.
harsh.
But it was a cultural moment. Everyone was seeing it. I mean, everyone really was going to see it. So, oh my gosh. Well, this to me is still so fascinating. I can't wait to see where this goes.
No.
He needs to get lambasted for that. I mean, they need to not let this go.
I wonder if there's been any.
Oh God, please.
I wonder if there's been any progress since. Oh, interesting. You got the wrong issue. He drew issue 3. This should look more familiar to Cliff's style.
There we go.
SketchUp. Is that the warehouse that he used for the 3D?
Shit. That's a 3D asset.
Because remember, he used the warehouse asset.
Yes.
For one of the issues where the truck.
Oh shit.
Wait,
so does this comic actually exist?
Yeah,
I believe so. I mean, it looks like it, right?
So we can look it up, or is it not like read?
Oh, you mean like on Read Comics Online or something,
or just anywhere? Like
that's a good question.
I don't even know what to fucking look up. I don't know how to. I wouldn't even know how to find it.
So even the people who don't want to support Rippaverse, they technically supported Rippaverse because they paid for Rippaverse with their tax dollars.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah. In a sense.
In a sense, in a way.
Taxation is theft.
It is. I mean, hey, if that's what my taxes are going for, that's theft. Absolutely.
I want it back.
Yeah.
I want reparations.
Yes. No, now we deserve reparations.
Reparations from Eric July for that. Oh shit.
X Perthen. Max Perthen. Mex Perthen. Rippa is USAID money. I don't think he is using USAID money, but his artist potentially. But like I said, who knows if he knew? Now they will claim that he never knew, but
of course,
we'll never know the honest truth. But gosh dang, if that is not one of the funniest Uno reverse cards I've ever seen.
Fuck, that is awesome.
And the fact that it happened, like, oh my God, this is just breaking news.
So good.
Well, I think that does it for that. Those are all the topics that I wanted to cover, and thankfully we didn't have to read any. Well, Kyle, I think you might have actually read some of the comics this week, but I have taken a hiatus for the past 2 weeks. I have not touched modern comics for the past 2 weeks. It's been nice. It's been a nice little reprieve.
You probably feel pretty good about yourself, don't you?
I do. I feel like a new man. The summer of George, summer of Max. But yeah, no, we'll maybe be back next week with some comics that we've read. But was there anything that was like so bad that you had to talk about, or nothing to mention?
I don't remember there being anything that like I stood clear of anything that would potentially piss me off. So
that's fair. Oh, did you read the Ice Cream Man issue? Wasn't there one? Was it this week or last week?
Oh, last week. Yes, Ice Cream Man came out last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
I read it. No.
Oh,
there is a literal another panel taken from a headline about Donald Trump becoming president.
Stop.
in the comic book.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an
Like they-
actual page.
Another. Oh my god.
Yeah, a little copy and paste, like, oh, horror continues. It was that one page. Each creator does a 1-page jack off story or whatever, and that was somebody. I think that was W. Maxwell Prince,
Mm.
talking about horror and like, oh look, it continues. It's blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Dude, unreal.
it was
He's-
really, yeah. Every story sucked.
Yeah.
They had a lot of
Well, 'cause
lot
it-
of stories in there.
It was written by like Patton Oswalt and all those.
Yeah, he did a 1-pager. Grant Morrison, I think, did a 1-pager, and a bunch of other jackoffs did 1-pagers, and it just
Ugh, damn. Yeah, Kaiser even says every single story sucked.
Yep,
Oh,
not one.
this is interesting. Zdarsky finally off Batman. Do we have any hope for the next writer that comes on board?
Probably not.
Unless it's not unless it's Jeremy Adams.
It won't be.
Because he's doing King Arthur of the Sea.
And all of
Arthur
his
Curry.
Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like
That's
they're gonna keep him there for a hot minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, next week we'll probably read some books, have some more topics to cover. But I just want to say thank you all again for hanging out with us this evening. This was a blast. And yeah, if our comics do end up going up in price by $1, let us know. If you guys see a price increase at any of your comic shops, I'd be interested to know. There was one other thing, but I'm blanking on it. So, no, I'm just I'm super thankful for all y'all's support, and we love hanging out with you guys on these Fridays. So sorry it's been 2 weeks, but yeah, we're back this week, and we had a couple fun topics, and we're just glad that we could hang out with you guys for the evening. So have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, even though it's rigged. I know. I'm a little black pilled, but it's rigged, and that's just how it goes.
So you think Chiefs are going to win?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, I love Saquon Barkley, and I really hope that he takes it to the house like just 30 different times. But Chiefs are going to win. It's going to be like a 24-21, 24-21 game or something.
Oh, you think it's going to be close?
Yeah.
Like Chiefs are marching down the field and getting field goal range and win it with a field goal, or
some stupid flag is going to be called. Yeah, like something's going to happen where they get a call, refs give them a flag, they march down the field, get in field goal range, kick it for the winning Super Bowl.
Okay, so you don't think the defense stops the Eagles from scoring or getting in field goal range? You think the offense comes back out and Mahomes leads them into field goal range?
I mean, that's what they've done historically, right? For the season, like that's what keeps happening is like just two minute drill. They just march down the field and they let Butker do his thing. And then he goes home and he beats his wife for the Lord.
Hell yeah.
And then
I beat my wife even for the Lord. Kidding.
Kidding.
You guys do it for the Lord. I just do it to do it.
Just do it
because she deserves it.
Just because it's it's common practice. It's
Yeah.
good to just make sure who Daddy is. So
I learned the proper lesson from Tom King. If your wife fucks up your eggs, you make sure she knows about it.
That's right. From what issue was that? 8? It was in your worst of the year,
Yeah,
Kyle,
it was
but
8 or 9.
that specific issue is the
Yeah.
funniest thing I've ever read in my life. Oh man, but no, yeah, you're right. She just quotes Bible verses around the house as she vacuums and makes you eggs. That's right.
Well, that's the dream.
That's like Tom King made it some horrifying nightmare, and all the guys are like, "This sounds great."
That's wonderful.
Oh, what a lovely family. Oh, she looks so pretty, and the house is beautiful and
she's at home where she should be, in the kitchen. Yeah.
You know, raised on Christian family values. Love it. But so yeah, no, I'm excited for the future of the channel. I mean, nothing's really going to change with the Comic Crusader moniker. It's going to be the same as usual, just a different title. So that's all. But no, we'll get back on here and we'll start reviewing modern comics again until something says, you know what, no, we can't do it anymore. But as of now, we're still going strong. And look who it is, Drew, aka Dolan. In the chat, he says, "What the hell is this? You F-its are still live?"
Why is he surprised? Typically on Friday nights, you're going to like 1 a.m. Central Time. We're 2 hours early.
Yeah, like this is actually, we're dragging it out a little bit. We could have been finished probably around like 2 hours and 50 minutes if we really wanted to. But well, Drew, I hope you're having a blast at MegaCon, man, and I'm so grateful for your success, and I'm excited to see or hear about all the stories when you get back. So send our love to everyone out at MegaCon in Florida, HH and the boys, and Aaron, and anyone else, Murphy, and all the fellowship, all them fun people. So, but yeah, hope you're doing well, man, and hope you're having a blast. So, all right. With that being said, that should do it for this evening. Josh, do you have anything coming out that you want to shout out, or anything going on the channel?
So I'm gonna shout back to our book club episode that we just did with Swamp Thing, like Saga of the Swamp Thing. Go check it out. Max was a virgin going into it, so I really can't wait for us to get to volume 2 a little bit later, because that's when it gets really fucking crazy. Have you read Saga of the Swamp Thing, Kyle?
You know, it's funny. I have the giant, all of them here. I read volume 1, like, when was it? It was a few years ago. And because it was one of those that Drew wouldn't shut the fuck up about all the time. And I was like, look, I really don't care about Swamp Thing. I never have. And he's like, no, you and so I read volume 1 and I'm like, all right, this is pretty good. And I meant to get to volume 2 and I never did. And
what a loser. Yeah.
I know.
It's fine.
But I might, pull it out, giggity, and I might go back through.
Yeah.
Josh, get this lame-o on the show for if we do Swamp Thing Volume 2.
Whoa, hey, not enough sandwiches. Hold on.
Not enough sandwiches. Other than that, Monday we have Marvelous Monday coming back, so we got X-Men 2000, the 2000 film that we're discussing, and then Tuesday we've got Culture Popped, and we're going to be talking about. Shit, what are we talking about? We're going to bring up Fantastic Four because Drew wasn't here to talk about it. We're going to talk about Jurassic Park. There was something else I can't remember because I'm tired now. But Buffy, that's right, the Buffy revival.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm tuning in for. I want to hear your thoughts on that because I haven't asked you. So I'm going to be tuning in to hear your thoughts on the because I guess they're calling it like a reimagining instead of a reboot.
They're calling it a revival.
That's even gayer.
So, like, Sarah Michelle Gellar is coming back. She's the only. Yeah, we'll get into it on Culture Pop. So.
Yeah, lame. Oh well. But no, I'm excited to see Monday because that X-Men film was really what got me started on hooked on Wolverine. Yeah. So, and yeah, Tuesday should be fun to hear you guys talk about some pop culture stuff. But yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, man, and filling in for Drew. So, Drew, we almost talked about Fant Four Stick. We talked about Fantastic Four not Full Circle.
First Steps.
First Steps. Thank you. MegaCon has me extra psyched for Dallas. Ooh, fun, man. That sounds great.
And yes, Aaron, you're fully invited for Tuesday. That's Full Circle.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I think of because that's the true visionary art, not First Steps. But I mean, hey, First Steps could prove me wrong, but it's kind of hard to beat Alex Ross. So.
Yeah.
who's the king.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, this is funny because Kyle probably makes this makes me excited, but this probably makes Kyle less excited. Like his excitement was like, I'm neutral, but now he's like, oh God, now I don't want to go.
Why?
Because it's like more guys in kilts and more Ripa fans and more everything.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
going to be another show out? Oh, that's right. He fucking is from. Okay, he lives.
Yo,
in
yeah,
Texas.
his warehouse is in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
No, it's in
Or somewhere. Austin? No.
I forget. San Antonio? I don't know.
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Ripa's warehouse?
It's in Dallas. It's in the Dallas
Dallas.
area.
Okay.
That's what I thought, but oh well. But yeah, no, he'll be there. There'll be another meetup, and it'll be a gay old time.
If I
So,
can go, if I can make
maybe
it,
if the
sure.
wife lets you. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
When is it?
It's
June.
the last week of May going into June.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll see.
so should be fun.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we'll take off. Thank you again, everyone, for the support. We love y'all, and we will see you guys next Friday. Like I said, have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.